all out them pint bottles out granny crib. I poured so much I ain't want to live. Told money then, shit we in the wind. I was in the hood when I clipped the bin. Since a young nigga I been ready. Went glass house on every Chevy. In this game I tried plenty settings. It's all or nothing how niggas been. Got sucker niggas, keep suckers with them. One of the reasons I ain't fucking with them. Trish Tech and some more than her. Guess she couldn't even afford a winner. I'm open late, don't need a scale, and it's always over. Sneak wishing well, I double down, slick shit to spell. Shawty know I don't kiss and tell. I'm faded, 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 faded. I'm faded, 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 faded. I'm faded, 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 faded. I'm faded, 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 faded.
Oh man, I cut the song off early. That's crazy. My bad. We'll run another one.
Same, but I sin. I checked in the game to win. I left, she loving me again. I let her cry out the bins and they say time heal. Mine still feel like it was yesterday. How we're moving fast, probably too fast to even catch the play. Spencer night, she pack a bag right to me, just getting gas. Cover bag, I want it bad. I'ma touch it first, eat it last. It's temporary. Holly damn emotion said it's temporary. My pain deeper than the ocean. Temporary feelings mixed with temporary pleasures. All these temporary moments and these temporary treasures. Temporary circumstances to temporary measures. Temporary friends and even temporary schedules. Temporary smiles and temporary goals. Temporary women sliding on temporary poles. Temporary comments and temporary trolls. I just pray that God bless me. Ain't no temporary souls. I'm a saint, but I sin. I checked in the game to win. I left, she loving me again. I let her cry out the bins and they say time heal. Mine still feel like it was yesterday. How we're moving fast, probably too fast to even catch the play. Spencer night, she pack a bag right to me, just getting gas. Coming back, I want it bad. I'ma touch it first, eat it last. It's temporary. Holly damn emotion said it's temporary. My pain deeper than the ocean.
Alright, man, I had cut the other song off first, you know what I'm saying, a little early, so I had to get y'all together, man. Y'all ready? Double tap the screen, shut a live out, man.
Welcome to the greatest damn show on YouTube.
I need to get a little crowd thing back there where they're like, plug. You know what I'm saying? I need to get one of those, chat. I need to get one of those.
Welcome to the greatest damn show on YouTube.
Here we go. Here we go, chat. Oh, man. Double tap the screen, shut a live out. What we doing this morning, chat? Double tap the screen, shut a live out. What we doing this morning, chat? Maduro captured. Trump successful operation will bring regime change. And as I ran next, double tap the screen, shut a live out. Marvin, what it do? I see you, boy. Laurie, what's going on? Laurie Darkin, welcome in. Everybody double tap the screen, shut a live out. We have an action-packed episode. As y'all know, Maduro has been captured and evacuated or helicoptered up out of that bad boy, but we do have a full episode. We got MAMDANI revoking Israel-related executive orders signed by Eric Adams. We had Venezuela yesterday had detained several Americans. As of yesterday, they had detained, I think, 5 more Americans, and then we seen the operation go through this morning to where they got Maduro the F up out of there, man. Also over there in Minnesota with Tim Walz, you know, they have the paid leave program so you can spend time with your kids and all of that. So as of January 1st, 12,000 people have already applied for Minnesota's paid leave program. They're saying that that's opening it up for a lot of fraud. Also, we got Trax over there at Trax NYC, man. I forgot his name. What is that guy's name over there at Trax? Anyways, he's saying that it's been some shit going on the Diamond District. Now, yesterday, when we talked about the Somali scammers, I told y'all, if you show me a person, I can tell you what kind of scam their community runs. And we talked about the jewelers. We talked about the jewelers and we talked about the scams they run. Well, yesterday we got Trax NYC going and confronting another jeweler for scamming people, ripping people off, and using his name, whether they were shaving the gold, whether they were grading the diamonds wrong, whatever, fake GIA certificate. I don't know what was going on, but Moses approached this guy and they got to fighting in the middle of the diamond district, in the middle of the jewelry store. There was a lot of people that crazy. One thing I can say, Trax, I don't know if Trax gets high or not. But one thing for sure, Trax doesn't bullshit, bro. Trax calling people out for boxing matches. He pulling up on folks. He giving out gold. I'm going to keep it real with you. Trax might have been from the hood, bro. I don't know. Trax might have been from the hood. Also, we have a pastor going off. He let his wife, the pastor's wife, the first lady, wore a transparent dress to a church fundraiser. Oh, my God. Lord, she wore a transparent dress to a church fundraiser. I'm just gonna tell you, Chad, I'm from the South and I'm not with it, bro. I'm not with it, man. That shit is crazy. Transparent dress at the church fundraiser, man. All right. Also, we had a North Carolina terror suspect captured. His plans were thwarted. We got MAMDANI's full speech. Oh, we got months worth of rain fell in 1 hour. Within a few hours in San Diego, making it one of the top 15 wettest day on records in the city. We have that Somali girl. She's a student somewhere going for some kind of degree. But yeah, she said, don't worry about Elon. He about to die anyway. Elon retweeted her and said, well, it's war then. Now she's scared for her life. Has like millions and millions of views. We got a couple more miscellaneous clips. And let's get into the episode. Chat, double tap the screen, shut the live out. Whether you're just now waking up, already on your way to work, or it's the weekend, baby. As y'all know, we are weekenders. We are weekend warriors here, chat. I wanted to go live last night, but I went live for like 2-3 hours in the morning, then I worked at 12. I was just tired last night. I was just tired, Chad. The grind is real right now. The grind is real. So, but we're here, man. We are weekend warriors, and we're gonna rock out, Chad. Double tap the screen, shut the live out. Let's get into this Maduro being captured situation right quick. Let's get into Maduro being captured, then we'll get on with the episode.
Lucas, you've had great coverage overnight here. What else are we learning about this operation?
Good morning, Griffin. A daring operation in the pre-dawn hours in 2 a.m. local in Caracas, 1 a.m. East Coast time. U.S. Special Operations Forces flew in from off the coast of Venezuela to snatch Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro and his wife. President Trump announcing the news on Truth Social a short time ago. I'll read it for our viewers. It says, quote,
so they helicoptered him out of there. They flew him out. What it do, Nine Finger? What's up, Rachel? Good morning. Guilty of being right. What's up? I hope everybody's having a great morning. So remember when Gen Z overthrew Nepal, all of those leaders were on the roofs and their helicopters were coming to get them? I wonder if this the same situation. Like, did Maduro go to the roof with his wife and they came and helicoptered him out? Or was it, I just want to know. Because it said captured and flown out. So I'm assuming they went in there and got a hold of them and then extracted them. I don't think it was like the Nepal to where Maduro climbed to the roof like, hey, help me out here. I got my old lady here. I need y'all to drop down the ladder so we can... No, I don't think it was that situation. I think they went in there and got his ass.
The United States of America successfully carried out a large-scale strike against Venezuela and its leader, President Nicolas Maduro, who has been, along with his wife, captured and flown out of the country. This operation was done in conjunction with U.S. law enforcement. Details to follow. There will be a news conference today at 11 a.m. at Mar-a-Lago. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
What the hell? What U.S. law enforcement could be doing some shit like that, man? Is they talking about the feds, the FBI, Homeland Security? Like, who was the law enforcement? Who was the law enforcement?
Donald J. Trump. And just before the assault force arrived at Maduro's
Good morning, Big Niche.
The intelligence that U.S. intelligence agency had to know where to send the assault force to be able to locate and grab Maduro as well as...
That's the thing. They don't have to worry about locating and grabbing Maduro, Chad. This is the thing. They probably have intel boots on the ground. They was running CIA covert operations. They did the damn land strikes. We seen them blowing up the boats, but We got to realize the technology, man. If Maduro had a Wi-Fi router in that bad boy, they knew exactly who was in the house, where they was at in the house, and what they were doing in the house, man. It could have been a Wi-Fi router that got them up out. It could have been anything, bro.
Was his wife. You had numerous airstrikes throughout Caracas, targeting Maduro's forces at a military base in Caracas, as well as an air base, also Venezuela's largest port. And this is something President Trump has been threatening.
What do you mean law enforcement is the United States? Which United States law enforcement? That's the thing. It wasn't the damn sheriff department. It wasn't the state police. Who was it? Was it the feds? Was it Homeland Security? That's what I want to know when it says U.S. law enforcement. Who?
For months, it started with the drone strikes on the alleged drug boats in the Caribbean and the Eastern Pacific. Over 24 to date, killing over 100 people. You saw it when U.S. forces seized, as a law enforcement matter, the oil tankers that the Trump administration said were associated with the Maduro regime. The goal is to cut off the drug and oil revenue stream for Nicolas Maduro. And for months, we've heard President
Attorney General's office. Okay. Now, when you say the AG, okay, we talking about the AG. So who does the AG have on there? Let's see. Okay, it was probably the DEA. At the federal level, the U.S. Attorney General, as the chief law enforcement officer of the federal government, oversees the DOJ, which includes major agencies such as the FBI, DEA, and ATF, U.S. Marshal Service, and U.S. Attorney's offices across the country. Okay, so out of the FBI, DEA, ATF, U.S. Marshals, it was probably the damn DEA, FBI. I don't know. Somebody said U.S. Marshals. I'm not gonna lie. The U.S. Marshals don't be bullshitting. I seen the U.S. Marshals come after some people before. In my state, like when the U.S. Marshals get on your ass, yeah, they gonna knock on every fucking door you ever had a tie to.
President Trump say that Maduro must go, and Maduro was very defiant, despite repeated threats from President Trump. Over 15 times, President Trump said he will be striking on land. Recall on Monday, we heard the president confirming that the CIA struck a target.
See, you saying retaliate with what? The retaliation can come a lot of different ways. It could be the damn double cross. It could be the double cross. It could be whoever that we think should be in power over there in Venezuela, double crosses. We think that ladies finna, the opposition party's finna come into power, cut that $1.7 trillion deal with the oil, because remember, we've been striking those oil tankers or seizing those oil tankers because the oil is sanctioned. Retaliation doesn't have to be military action. They could just fucking double cross us if you want to be real. Like, hey, y'all came in, got Maduro the hell up out of here for nothing, for Nathan. We still not doing, you know what I'm saying? Do it again. That could be retaliation. Or, like I spoke on before, the China with the hypersonic missiles for $100,000. That could be retaliation, double crossing. We know that we don't want Venezuela buying these $100,000 Chinese missiles. Why? Because that's undercutting us. Ours are selling for $4 to $15 million. They get their hands on enough of them. It's a damn problem. Again, retaliation. They could undercut us. Still do the deal with China and get them hypersonic missiles. It really doesn't matter. Retaliation could look a lot of different ways. It could take a lot of shapes and forms.
Along the coast of Venezuela, destroying some of Maduro's drug boats. And again, this has been something that is not quite unprecedented. We saw in 1989 with the seizure of Manuel Noriega from Panama. This is something that the president wanted. We had not heard from President Trump, almost shades of Operation Midnight Hammer when those B-2s struck Iran. We haven't seen President...
Okay, David says, Office of International Operations, IOI, to track fugitives, extradite criminals, and support global law enforcement efforts, maintaining foreign field offices in places like Mexico, Colombia, and Jamaica. Appreciate that, David.
Trump over the past 2 days, we heard from him on New Year's Eve. It was interesting. A reporter asked the president what his goal was for this coming year. He replied, peace.
Oh, did y'all see the clip of Maduro throwing Who's Colombia's leader? Maduro threw Colombia's leader under the damn bus. He was like, man, look, all of that cocaine and shit is coming from Colombia, man. We're just as caught in the blind and the stray as y'all, man. That cocaine and shit ain't got nothing to do with Venezuela. It's all coming from Colombia. Maduro put that shit out like yesterday or the day before, man. Threw his ass under the bus.
Well, for the President Nicolas Maduro, he didn't get that. Now, we did hear from Maduro yesterday, guys. He sounded like he was almost pleading in an interview done from a car, believe it or not.
That's what I'm talking
He
about.
was almost begging the Trump administration for a deal with oil. Of course, many American oil firms were kicked out of Venezuela decades ago. We've heard from President Trump in recent days saying he wants that oil back, and the company's in.
Well, and it's excuse me, pretty clear, Lucas, that the clock had run out for Nicolas Maduro to come to the table despite that interview that he did. Lucas, we're just getting a tweet this morning from...
In that car interview where he pleaded to strike that oil deal or strike that deal, he also said, look, man, these drugs are not coming from us. They're coming from Colombia. Damn, I remember Colombia's leader, Mexico's president, all of these countries came out in support of Venezuela. To see Maduro throw Colombia's leader under the bus like that, like, look, dude, all the coats coming from that guy was crazy to me. I'm not gonna lie, that was crazy, Maduro.
Senator Mike Lee, who is saying just got off the phone with Secretary Rubio. He informed me that Nicolas Maduro has been arrested by U.S. personnel to stand trial on criminal charges in the United States, and that the kinetic action we saw tonight was deployed to protect and defend those executing the arrest warrant. This action likely falls within the president's inherent authority under Article 2 of the Constitution to protect U.S. personnel from an actual or imminent attack.
And they're in Venezuela for a lot of reasons, all truth. They in there for the oil, they in there for the regime change, they in there for the Panama Canal, they in there to stop them hypersonic missiles from coming over here, to this side of the world for cheap. They over there for a lot of fucking reasons, if you want to be honest with you. We can break this shit down, man. And it had to happen now, man. It had to happen now.
Interesting as we read that, Lucas, the vice president, Delcy Rodriguez of Venezuela, took earlier to state TV in Venezuela demanding proof of life of Maduro, but it's pretty apparent that it's unclear who is running that country right now. You're looking live at some of the strikes that were carried out there. Do we have any more indication about who is running the country there now, and whether or not any of the other individuals, like the vice president and others associated with Maduro's regime, may be targets still?
It's no way, chat. It's no way we just got an ad. I am so sorry for the ad, chat. I did not get us to the ad-free version. Hold on, chat. I am so sorry for the ad.
What's notable?
Let me get us to the ad-free version. We have 4 minutes on this video. All right, hold on. All right, here we go. This is the ad-free version.
And we start with Lucas Tomlinson live in West Palm Beach, where the commander-in-chief has been spending the strikes that were carried out there. Do you have any more indication?
So they're saying that this country is leaderless right now. The VP hasn't stepped up. They are asking for proof of life from Maduro. They're asking for proof of life from the United States to show Maduro is still alive. The vice president hasn't spoken out. They're saying this is a leaderless country as of now. Who is going to step up and take the reins of Venezuela, Chad? Do y'all think it's going to be a male? Do y'all think it's going to be a female, older, younger? Y'all let me know, Chad.
About who is running the country there now, and whether or not any of the other individuals, like the vice president and others associated with Maduro's regime, may be targeted.
China will what? China will do what? China getting the man. Listen, I just heard Xi get up there and say reunification with Taiwan is imminent, man. It's inevitable, man. China's finna go take Taiwan. We've already adjusted our assets and our structure for the future away from Taiwan. If y'all haven't been paying attention over the last year, man, China's finna go get Taiwan. It is what it is, man. We sent $1.5 billion to the Philippines to help support that. We sent $1 billion to Taiwan to help support that. Listen, China's gonna go take that shit. It is what it is. $2.5 billion loss in the $900 billion national defense budget. It just kind of is what it is, man. I don't think China's finna fuck with Venezuela. It's over with, man. I wouldn't be surprised if they shut down them damn Chinese little oil refineries, man, or they take them bitches. Y'all know, excuse my language, it's a morning show. Oh, it's the weekend. We weekend warriors. Figured all that. I wouldn't be surprised if China has the small oil refineries over there already, getting it together, the crude oil to put on the boats, man. I wouldn't be surprised if we take that shit, man. I wouldn't be surprised.
Still.
It's notable that statement from Venezuela's vice president confirming the news from President Trump that President Nicolas Maduro and his wife were seized by that American assault force, likely either the Delta Force or SEAL Team 6, flown with the 160th Special Operation Aviation Regiment, the Night Stalkers, the most elite pilots in the world. It's notable, we saw the video of those U.S. Army helicopters flying low over Venezuela under the cover of those airstrikes in dark.
See, I see what you say, Jeremy. I wouldn't care if they took Taiwan or not, but we got the Philippines over there. We just put that 1.5 billion over there to them. That's our proxy in that area. So when the military operations start going on, see, Taiwan has already started rolling out the U.S. Army-made tanks over there through their streets. So they're getting prepared for it too. We got the Philippines right over there. That's kind of our proxy. And same thing, we're going to see what China has, man. When China does this thing, I think it will be a pretty swift ordeal, man. China's so close, so much firepower over there. It'll probably be a pretty swift ordeal over there in Taiwan, man. But we do have the Philippines over there as a proxy to see what's really going to go on.
That you didn't see any Venezuelan surface-to-air missiles or AAA anti-aircraft fire. And it's notable, Griff, that I spoke to Elliot Abrams, President Trump's former special envoy to Venezuela recently. He said this was a showdown between President Trump and Nicolas Maduro, and there could only be one winner. That is why President Trump likely did not back down. You had this large military buildup in the Caribbean. You have about a dozen.
Why is nobody talking about the damn detainees? They detained 5 Americans yesterday. I think the reason Trump and them went in there not Trump, but the operation went in there 2 days on last night and got this shit done is because yesterday Maduro did the car interview where he was throwing the Colombian president under the bus, but they also came out and said 5 Americans have been detained, man. Like they was keeping 5 Americans detained as leverage. They were thinking that Maduro was going to try to use these Venezuelans to use these Americans to cut a damn deal. Very next morning, he's getting captured and extradited the fuck up out of there right after the 5 Americans were detained.
Warships offshore. You have the USS Gerald R. Ford strike group that was rerouted from Europe, came to the Caribbean. You have the USS Iwo Jima.
See, you said Taiwan makes the most super chips. We will protect them for that. I think we've done all the fucking protecting we're doing of Taiwan. I'm just gonna be real. Sunk $1 billion in defense to them. Sunk 1.5 billion to the Philippines, man. We watched Sam Altman, Elon Musk, and Donald Trump stand up there and do that press conference back in November, December, and they said what? $500 billion into chips. It was like altogether it was like 1.5 trillion, I think, going into these chips to make these chips in America. I don't think they give a fuck. And Trump said that we're trying to have this by when? 2026. Guess what? Knock on the door, 2026 is here. So if everything goes according to plan, we'll be pumping them chips out in the next probably 12 to 24 months over here. I don't think they care, man. I don't think they're going to protect Taiwan. I don't think they're going to overextend ourselves. It actually goes against the new Monroe Doctrine, the Monroe Doctrine 2.0. If we're going to just sit there and look, the Monroe Doctrine 2.0 said we need to focus on the Americas, man. Focus on the Americas. Trump specifics where he wanted the Panama Canal, Greenland, and the Caribbean. I don't see nothing about Taiwan over there, man. I think it's over with, man. It's over with.
Amphibious assault ship. You have dozens of helicopters aboard there, of course, dozens of strike aircraft aboard Ford. You also had squadrons of F-35 stealth fighter jets from the Air Force that arrived in Puerto Rico in recent days from the Air Force, including the Green Mountain Boys from Vermont. You also had the Marine Corps F-35 Bravo version also on the ground in Puerto Rico. So you had this large armada and firepower assembled. You had KC-135 refueling planes in the Dominican Republic. President Trump offered no indication that he was backing down from his threat. And President Trump, when he makes these threats, typically follows through. And that's what we saw in the pre-dawn hours this morning. And again, there could only be one winner in this showdown, and it was not Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, it appears.
So, Lucas, real quick, we understand that that this operation was successful and it's over. But do you have the sense that it is, in fact, over with and the firefight is finished? And then where do we go from here?
Yeah, I want to know what kind of technology they used, bro. I'm pretty sure they're gonna come out and they use some crazy tech to get Maduro up out of there, man. Ever since I seen that video of where they can hack your Wi-Fi router and do the little red dot 3D image to see where the hell you are in your crib and what the hell you doing in your crib. Yeah, man, it's crazy. I want to see what tech they actually used to capture Maduro. Was it brute force? Did they do some? I want to know what the hell went on. Did somebody tell it?
U.S. military likes to operate at night. The pilots would have night vision goggles. The assault force would have had night vision goggles. That is their perfect time to launch these kind of operations, is under the cover of darkness. Not because most people are asleep. Likely Maduro and his wife were probably asleep when they blew up the door and grabbed him. So we've heard from Senator Lee also in that thread you just read. He says he was informed by the Secretary.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. How the fuck did they get to the door to blow Maduro? That's why I want to know what's going on. I know it's early, chat, but it's like, how the fuck did they get all the way to Maduro's door? How did they get all the way to Maduro's door to put some explosives on it and blow that bad boy up? How many people died on the way to get to Maduro? I'm pretty sure Maduro had some hitters out there, man. Somebody, man. Maybe 5 or 10 guys got dropped on the way to scooping up Maduro, man, and getting them extradited up out of there.
State that the operation is over. It appears the goal was not just to strike the Maduro regime.
Oh yeah, he did have a bounty on his head, so straight up, one of his security guards could have been like, "Hey man, look, come Friday night, we're gonna be a little short-staffed. I want that 50 million, man. Come Friday, short-staffed, 50 million. Friday, short-staffed, 50 million. That's how they was doing it.
And that could have almost been a distraction from the main objective, which was to snatch the Venezuelan president and his wife so they could face charges back in the United States.
Lucas, back in October, President Trump sent a clear message to Maduro saying this.
President, it has been reported that Maduro offered everything in his country, all the natural resources. He even recorded a message to you in English recently.
I know that it probably was a swift operation, but I want to know how many people died on the way to get Maduro. They're making it seem like they just walked up to Maduro's fucking apartment door, slapped some whatever explosives on it, clear, boom, and go in. Maduro and his wife are waking up like this, scraping the crud out of their eyes, slap some cuffs on them, and just get them on the first damn Jet 2 flight up out of here. I don't think that's what happened, man. I think that it was some people out there standing watch. One dude get hit in his damn head, other dude get hit in his shoulder, man. I'm trying to see what went on, man. How many people they had to knock down on the way to Maduro, man. Or was it just a little payola? You know what I'm saying? A little bit of this, a little bit of that. $50 million, we're going to get your ass back. Well, that's what I want to know.
Offering mediation. What should we do to stop that?
He has offered everything. He's offered everything. You're right. You know why? Because he doesn't want around with the United States.
The president didn't mince words, Lucas. This is obviously a signature moment for President Trump and his administration, another precise, swift, and seemingly effective military operation. What do you think we can expect to see from the international community in response?
The United States are going to...
Maduro going to court in New York for what? the fuck is Maduro going to court in New York for? Oh, them drug boats. What the hell is Maduro going to court in New York for? We might have to go to that, chat. Oh, it's going to be federal court, so it ain't going to be no recording. But we still might have to go to that, chat. We might have to get a damn fund, man. We might have to get a little pot going so we can go see what the hell's going on. Why is Maduro going to New York?
Be on the side of the United States, and America's adversaries are going to come down pretty strong on this. And when you read the statement from Senator Lee talking about Article 2 and the president's authority to carry out this operation, likely probably getting a jump on some of the criticism that the president might be facing with Democrats on Capitol Hill. So perhaps a little cover there from Senator Lee. So adversaries of the United States and, of course, Maduro's allies, Russia, China, and Iran, are going to come down very strongly on this operation. And let's not forget that...
And what does that mean? What does that mean that they're going to come down very strongly on the operation? See, this is a lot, too, because we just went in there, got Maduro, but what's in the back of everybody's head is to what? They just did a drone strike on Putin's house. If we want to do some comparable shit, that's like something happening over there in West Palm, bro. Let's be honest. That's like something happening in West Palm. America wouldn't have that shit, man. Some shit went on in West Palm, some drones and shit, motherfuckers would be mad. They just did some shit like that to Putin's house. Maduro just got caught sleeping in the crib with his fucking wife. She is worried about getting Taiwan back, man, and hunkering down. It's a lot going on right now.
In early December...
What else did he say? Oh, he told, Trump told the guy from Iran, we know where your house at. Everybody house, man. They taking this shit to folks' house, man. Trump told the guy from Iran, we know where your house at, man. Quit all that playing, man. The hell is going on?
War Secretary Pete Hegseth outlined
Jeremy.
national security strategy. Part of it was bringing back what he called the Monroe Doctrine, taking control of the Western Hemisphere. There are officials in the Trump administration, including Secretary Rubio, that want to decrease the influence of China, Russia, and Iran. Of course, we've seen Hezbollah operatives set up shop in Venezuela in the past. This was all the reason that President Trump wanted a change in Venezuela.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earl.
Man, that's crazy, Chad. Hold on, let me see the other one. But, yeah, the Monroe Doctrine 2.0 is in full effect. It's in full effect right now. Venezuela, they're gonna get everything together back with the oil. We're gonna have a lot. All right, man. All right, this is the wrong one. We're gonna have a lot better control over the Americas. A lot better control over the Americas over this next 3 years. I think that's what Trump is going to hunker down and bunker in on. Now that he has the Venezuelan, well, right now Venezuela doesn't have a leader. But once they insert a leader, they get the oil and everything situated, he's going to eye Greenland next. He already has the special envoy, the guy from Louisiana, as the special envoy to Greenland. Denmark is pissed, and they said that we should not be negotiating with Greenland like this. So Denmark called for the U.S. ambassador. But as soon as this shit is over, man, they're on the timeline right now, man. They don't have long. They're on the timeline, man. Ain't gonna finna go look at Greenland next, man. Greenland, y'all ass on the clock, man. I'm just gonna be all the way honest with you. I'm not trying to be rude or insensitive. I can just speak on what I see going on, man. Greenland, y'all ass on the clock, man, when it comes to Trump. Straight up. Y'all ass on the clock. And what did Trump say? Denmark don't spend no money. Straight up, Denmark don't spend no money. What do they care?
It's 9 a.m. on the East Coast, and if you're just joining us this morning, we have major breaking news. Venezuelan dictator Nicolas Maduro has been captured by U.S. forces. President Trump confirming the large-scale U.S. military operation overnight.
Attorney General Pam Bondi confirming...
What it do, money? They went in and got Maduro last night. Venezuela's leader, they went in and got Maduro last night. The opposition leader... The woman, well, I'm not saying that she's the opposition leader, but it's a woman from the opposition party. She's already touting that she wants to cut a $1.7 trillion deal with the Trump admin for America and oil. Venezuela kicked the American companies out of their oil a long time ago, but last night they did a special operation, went in there and got Maduro ass and extradited him. It was $50 million on the line, man. I want to know who got that $50 million, man. I want to know who got the $50 million too.
Maduro and his his wife face drug and weapons charges in the U.S. And about 20 minutes ago...
Oh, shit. They both... What? Maduro and his wife face drug and weapons charges, man, in the U.S. So they're really finna go to court. We gotta go there, chat. We gotta go over there and see what's going on, man. We gotta go over there. But that is crazy, bro. They're finna do him worse than El Chapo, bro. How much time did they give El Chapo? Oh, they finna do Maduro bad, bro. They're finna bolt his shit bike. Wow. Man, his wife probably finna get, man, like 200 years, bro. Y'all gotta think about how much money we have spent as a country, and they're blaming it all on these two people. Every time we let one of those rockets go and blew up one of those boats, man, that's chicken. That's a check. Having all of our fleet of boats out there operating outside the coast, man, that was like $7 million a day. Oh, they finna bolt their shit back, bro. I'm just gonna be all the way honest with you, man. They finna get them a bunch of time.
Vice President J.D. Vance revealing President Trump offered Maduro multiple off-ramps.
All this comes after explosions rocked the capital of Caracas and surrounding
Probably
cities
Max
this
Ninja.
morning. President Trump is expected to hold a news conference from Mar-a-Lago at 11 a.m. this morning. But first, he joins us now by phone, and let's get right to the President of the United States, Donald Trump. President Trump, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Man, it ain't no way they got Trump on the damn phone, man. Oh, man, they got Trump on the phone, man. Cam up, Trump. All right, you said, they will feel bad for Maduro, knows nothing about Venezuela. The USA wanted the oil break. Yes, this is $1.7 trillion. Yes. You said, Plug loves content. See, I love a different type of content. I like to learn and see what's going on. When it comes to like actual content, like the bullshit and shit, like if I really love content, it's a lot of you bitch ass streamers out here that make little smart remarks and shit about. I would have been on y'all ass, you know what I'm saying? But I don't really care. They've been talking about me since I was a little boy. I don't care. That's why I just tell people to hold my nuts, get the fuck out, man. It is what it is. If I really just cared about content, it's at least 3 streamers that I could beef with right now. They be tweeting little bitch ass shit at me and, emailing me and shit. But I don't care. It is what it is with me. I'm just going to keep doing my thing. You feel me?
So you've had quite a busy evening. Tell us about it.
It was slightly busy, I would say. It was very dark all over, especially in Venezuela. The team did an incredible job. They rehearsed and practiced like nobody's ever seen. And I was told by real military people that there's no other country on earth that can do such a maneuver. If you would have seen what happened, I mean, I watched it literally like I was watching
Puzzles, what it do?
And if you would have seen the speed, the violence, they say that, the speed, the violence, they use that term. It's it was an amazing thing, an amazing job that these people did. Nobody else could have done anything like it.
You're at Mar-a-Lago right now. How were you able to watch
Thank you,
this?
Marty. Good morning, Essence.
Well, we watched it from a room. We had a room, and we watched it, and we watched every aspect of it. We were surrounded by lots of people, including generals, and they knew everything that was happening, and it was very complex, extremely complex.
So now a lot of people are arguing that Trump acted outside of his powers, but they're saying that he acted within his powers because it wasn't a sustained conflict. It wasn't a sustained, I guess it wasn't sustained. So they're saying that they have no grounds to charge Trump with committing war crimes or doing anything crazy because it wasn't sustained. It was kind of covert. It was kind of quick. Boom, boom, breach the door, get Maduro, get his wife, extradite them back to New York to face charges. Now, if it was an ongoing thing, then yeah. So I would expect probably a lot of our military presence to leave that area. A lot of those are ships that are out there is finna leave. They'll probably keep something there, maybe one, something like that. But a lot of our military presence is finna leave because they don't want it to any inkling of it to be sustained conflict or some shit like that, man.
The whole maneuver, the landings, the number of aircraft, which were a massive number, the number of helicopters, a different type of helicopters, different type of fighter jets. We had a
Yeah, this is not the first president who did this, but this is the first president that got Maduro the F up out of there. Remember, Obama wanted Maduro gone. Trump's first term, they was trying to get Maduro up out. They've been wanting Maduro gone for a long time, man. Just to be honest. So, no, this is not the first time a president has done this, but it's the first time a president got Maduro up out of there.
For every possible situation. They just broke in, and they broke into places that were not really able to be broke into. You know, steel doors that were put there for just this reason, and they got taken out in a matter of seconds. I've never seen anything like it, actually.
And you were able to watch this in real time.
Yeah, and don't forget, I've done some pretty good ones in other parts of the world. Okay, I've done some pretty good ones, but I've never seen anything like this. I was able to watch it real time, and I watched every aspect of it, and I listened to the communication between, you know, where we were in Florida and out in the field in Venezuela, and it was amazing to see the professionalism, the quality of leadership, the professionalism. General Raisin Kane is fantastic. Don't forget, we did another one not so long ago. It was called the knocking out of the Iranian nuclear threat, the nuclear power. That was unbelievable.
Now, this is where I have to just tell the fucking truth. I have to tell the truth. When it was first announced that we did the best military operation and we obliterated Iran's nuclear facility, there were whispers. Oh, there wasn't nothing there. Y'all really didn't hit anything. But tried and true, we sat back and we just listened, and they said it's over. They're 20 years set back. The nuclear program's not coming back. It's gone. It's obliterated. How the fuck are we 2 months later, 3 months later, how are we right back 2 months away from having nukes? How? I thought they were set 20 years back, bro. I thought this shit was done. I thought we wasn't going to have to worry about this shit till 2045, man. What the hell happened here?
What they did there, and this is something that, gee, I don't know, it's amazing. And to have a few injuries, but no death, side, is really amazing.
Mr. President, critics will say that strong action can risk escalation, but history has shown us that weakness can truly invite chaos. And this military operation clearly sends a message to our adversaries around the world, China, Iran, Russia, that we are no longer the weak administration that we had for 4 years under former President Biden, who tolerated narco-terrorism. What?
Oh, man, thank you, Cypher, for the 5 gifted memberships. Cypher, what it do? Welcome in. Y'all give Cypher some flames for those 5 gifted memberships. I just wish Carlos would not have gotten one. Carlos, you're still on thin ice, man. Nah, I'm playing. Shout out to Carlos, one of the longest mods, man. Carlos, shout out to Carlos, man. I'm glad that you got one of those memberships, Carlos.
For the United States and Venezuela.
Well, we're very strong, and very importantly, if you look at drugs through the oceans, through the seas, they're down 97%. That's the boats. It's sort of related to this, as you know. The drugs are way down, and it's getting very, very tough. It's a whole different look. We have a whole different. Now,
chat, I did see. Now, we know that how they cook the numbers sometimes, but if we're going to be totally honest, the overdose rate has fallen off a cliff since Trump came in office. From the peak of the overdoses in like 2022, 2023 to now, that shit has fallen off a cliff. Like, I looked at the chart and it was like peaked at 2022, 2023. Since Trump came into office, the overdose rate has fell not to the floor, but it's taking a sharp downturn. I'll pull up that chart in a minute.
We have a country now that's respected. We have a country. I built the military in my first term. I gave a little chunk of it away, but it was a lot. But it was a little chunk relative to what we built. But they gave it to Afghanistan so stupidly. It was one of the. Compare this to Afghanistan, where we were a laughing stock all over the world. We're not a laughing stock anymore. No, we have the greatest military in the world by far. We have the greatest equipment, military equipment in the world by far. And you had to see this in real time. You had to see this, the professionalism and the bravery, everything about it.
You said the chart only went to 2025 when Trump took office. I'm gonna pull the chart up in a minute. We can confirm that. We'll look at it in a second.
Then you almost couldn't hold them back. It was like they wanted to go so badly, and most people would have said, "I'll take a pass." Charlie would have wanted to go because Charlie's a very brave person. But I know a lot of other people would have said, "I think I'll pass on this one. Let's watch it on television." So it's been amazing to see how good they were, how professional they were, how incredible the equipment we have is. I mean the level of equipment and to see how it worked so perfectly. You compare this to attacks on Iran over the years with helicopters crashing into each other. The whole thing was a mess. Garda situation, which was a mess, and every other situation compared to this, nobody's ever seen like this. Look, the Iranian attack, knocking out their nuclear power was big. We had peace in the Middle East, and we have it. Without that, you could never have peace in the Middle East. We knocked them out, and look what's happening now to Iran, but we knocked it out. That was, it could not have been better, and this could not have been better. I don't even know which is, these are both really important. If you think about equal and importance, I wonder how it's going to be rated, but knocking out the nuclear power of, they were ready, they were within 2 months, they would have been a nuclear power. And comparing that to this in a certain different way, I think this might have been actually more.
I'm looking at the chart right now. It does stop. It stops in I think October 2024. This one chart. Let me see the other chart. Yeah, the other one stops at 2025. So you are right, but drug overdoses are down a shit ton. We got to see the updated data, though.
That was something that was amazing.
It's interesting, Mr. President. We've looked, our own Lucas Tomlinson, our reporter here. I don't know if you knew this intentionally, but the capture of Maduro and his wife coincides with the 6th anniversary of your taking out the Iranian Revolutionary Guard's Qasem Soleimani. Interestingly, it's 6 years after. But let me ask you a question, Mr. President.
Right, and they're talking about 47. This regime was in power for 47 years. Trump's the 47th president.
By the way, that was the third thing, and we have a fourth. We got Soleimani. We have taken out so many. Look at what we did to the leader of ISIS, who's no longer with us, right? That everybody was after for 20 years.
Pusha daisies.
We've done a lot, but this was something, maybe because it's fresh in our minds, because, again, the Iranian situation was so big, knocking that out. And the B-2 bomber, every single missile hit its target, and the target was an air shaft.
Right.
Dark at night. Think of that. Dark at night, no moon. You couldn't see a thing. And every missile went right through that air shaft and just obliterated the place. That was amazing, and this was amazing.
I wonder, Mr. President, I want to ask you because from your Vice President, J.D. Vance, said that the message is pretty clear that drug trafficking must stop. So was this operation a message?
You said maybe Venezuela would be a nice place to live after this. I know one thing for sure, two things for certain. I'm not taking my black ass over there. Y'all let me know about it. Call in, do a story time, but I'm not taking my black ass over there.
Sending to Mexico, to Claudia Sheinbaum, the president there?
Well, it wasn't meant to be, and we're very friendly with her. She's a good woman, but the cartels are running Mexico. She's not running Mexico. The cartels are running Mexico. We could be politically correct and be nice and say, oh, yes, she is. No, she's very, she's very frightened of the cartels. They're running Mexico, and I've asked her numerous times, would you like us to take...
I'm telling y'all, Trump signals what the hell he wants to do. For the good, for the bad, for the ugly, man. Trump can't hold a water, man. He's going to tell you, man, how he's feeling. He's going to tell you what the hell he thinks should go on. And he damn sure is going to try. Whether the judge blocks him or not, that's a different story. But he going to damn try. And now he's saying, look, man, lady, we heard what you said. Yeah, we wanted to come down there and get those cartels and shit together. You told us no. You didn't want us down there. You turned over like 40 of your people that was on our wanted list. You did that. Listen, we still want to come over there and clean this shit up, man. All of these people dying during these elections and shit. We heard you whispering when we started knocking out those drug boats and shit, seizing those oil tankers and shit. You got the run in your mouth, lady. Lady got the run in her mouth talking about we support Venezuela. We support Venezuela. Maduro needs a lawyer right now. Are you gonna get Maduro a lawyer? Do you support Maduro regime that much? Are you gonna pay for his attorney fees, lady? That's why Trump talking about Mexico right now. Mexico might be on the damn clock. It's crazy. Greenland for sure is on the clock.
Take out the cartels. No, Mr. President. No, please. So we have to do something because we lost. The real number is 300,000 people, in my opinion. You know, they like to say 100,000. 100,000 is a lot of people, but the real number is 300,000 people, and we lost it to drugs. And they come in through the southern border, mostly the southern border. Plenty come in through Canada too, by the way, in case you don't know. But they come in through the southern border, and something's going to have to be done with Mexico.
Why did you decide to do this morning?
Are you talking about calling you people or the shot?
No, taking
because
out
I'm not sure which is.
If y'all don't see the play, Trump's getting people around the world, man, in office that they want in office, man. They're coming out saying, hey, if y'all don't elect certain people, we're not going to give you these billions of dollars. Coming out saying, and people that are in power is being regime change and shit like that. You said when I said who is we, I meant America. Yeah, the lady that's the Mexican president, man, I don't think Trump is really fond of her. And a lot of people have been dying around her. We just seen a guy get smoked that was going against the cartels and the Mexican president, like what, 3 weeks ago, a month ago? He was out there, man. They smoked him at the park. They were like at a park somewhere, man. Smoked him in front of everybody.
I'm not sure which is worse, if you want to know the truth. I'm calling you. I haven't spoken to you.
Then I seen a millionaire, a Mexican millionaire. He lived in the wealthiest neighborhood, one of the wealthiest neighborhoods in Mexico. The cartels wanted him to pay for protection. He said, no, I'm not paying y'all for protection. He hired his own security, his own protection. They put 200 shots through his Lamborghini Urus, man. 200 shots through his Urus, man. I'm telling you, man. The shit looked like a chocolate chip, bro. A loaded chocolate chip, man. A whole lot of shots. 200 shots through their Urus, man, because he didn't want to pay for their protection.
Because Charlie Hurd has been a great friend of mine for a long time. He was with me when it was not fashionable. And those are the people I like. He was with me, Charlie, when it was not at all fashionable. So that's the reason I'm doing this, and your show is great. You're doing a great job. What a good team.
But I meant, why did you make the decision to take out Maduro this morning? And what was Maduro doing when our guy...
See, that's the thing, chat. A lot of you guys want me to come in here on a moral ground on what should be going on. Only thing I can do for you guys is report what the fuck we're seeing right now and what I think will happen. I'm not over here for no moral compass shit. The world has never been a good place. The world has never, humans have never been good people. Just being all the way honest. At its core, there's always been infighting. There's always been war. There's always been bloodshed. Y'all want me to come over here and kumbaya and say shit's gonna be sweet when I don't think it is. I'm sorry. I can only report what I see going on and where I think things are going to go. If y'all want somebody to come over here and make you sleep good at night and say everything's good, this shit is not that. I'm sorry. Swipe up on the live.
guys came in on him?
We were going to do this 4 days ago, but the weather was not perfect. The weather has to be perfect. We had just the perfect weather. We had, very good. A little bit few more clouds than we thought, but it was good. We waited 4 days. We were going to do this 4 days ago, 2 days ago. And then all of a sudden it opened up and we said go. It was just amazing. And what was he doing? He was in a very highly guarded, like a fortress, actually. He was in a fortress. That we had nobody killed was amazing. I think we had nobody killed, I have to say, because a couple of guys were hit, but they came back and they're supposed to be in pretty good shape. But that we had nobody killed, that we lost no aircraft. Everything came back. We got it all back. One of them was hit pretty hard, but a helicopter, but we got it back. It just was the right time to do it. We had to do it because it's a war. We're losing 300,000 people a year. We don't lose that.
We watch all the news channels over here. I'm just going to be all the way honest, especially when it's an exclusive. If they have somebody on there speaking that's to deal with the situation, like right now, Trump, and they just captured Maduro and they brought Maduro back here. Fox got the exclusive with Trump on the phone. I can flip through MSNBC, CBS, I can flip through MS Now, Sky News. Guess what? They're not going to have this interview on the phone with Trump, okay? So we going where the fucking exclusives are, if y'all haven't noticed by now.
That much in a war. You look, and we had to do it. But he was in a house that was more like a fortress than a house. It had steel doors. It had what they call the safety space, where it's, solid steel all around. He didn't get that space closed. He was trying to get into it, but he got bum rushed so fast that he didn't get into that. We were prepared. We had, massive blow torches and everything else that you need to get through that steel, but we didn't need it. He didn't make it to that area of the house.
Mr. President, your war on narcoterrorism from our southern border and beyond clearly will save American lives. Moving forward for Venezuela, what do you think is next for the Venezuelan people now that you have removed Maduro so that he can face American justice?
Well, we're making that decision now. We can't take a chance on letting somebody else run and just take over where he left off. In that decision now, we'll be involved in it very much. And we want to do liberty for the people. We want to, have a great relationship. I think the people of Venezuela are very, very happy because they love the United States. They were run by essentially a dictatorship or worse. It couldn't have been worse. It was a terrible thing that was taking place in Venezuela. But look, tremendous numbers of people were being killed through drugs. And what they did to our country in sending prisoners and men.
Sid says Trump went from no new wars, what did do Sid, to in 24 hours to illegally attacking countries. They said Trump had authority to do it, man. Said Trump's not the first to do something like this. It wasn't a sustained conflict. They went in, breached the door, got Maduro and his wife on the way to New York to face charges of drug trafficking and arms dealing. What was it? Drug trafficking and something else.
So people from mental institutions and drug lords and everything, they send them by the hundreds of thousands of people into our country. And that is just unforgivable. That's why, he wanted to negotiate at the end, and I didn't want to negotiate. I said, nope, we got to do it. He was trying to negotiate at the end. You probably saw that. And trying hard to make a deal.
I believe it's New York because it's federal, Sid. It's New York because it's federal.
I said, and, this could have been a very foolish thing if it didn't work out. But I said, nope, we can't do it. What he did with drugs is bad. What he did with a lot of other things is bad. But what he did was sending hundreds of thousands of Tren de Aragua and drug dealers. And they emptied out their jails into our country. They emptied out, if you think about it, they emptied out all of their mental institutions into our country. What he did there, and every other thing, is unforgivable.
Mr. President, you're already getting reaction from members of Congress on both sides. One Democrat, Jim McGovern, is saying that you did not get.
See, Chad, that's what I told you guys like last week. It was a soft lunch. Trump had to campaign and run on something, man. There was a clip from 2023. I forget the guy's name, but he said Trump is going to go get Venezuela. He's going to let Putin take Ukraine. He said this in a 2023 clip, and now we seeing it playing out. Trump's pulling all the resources from Ukraine, taking a step back, telling Europe to step the F up, man. It's your backyard, not ours. The new Monroe Doctrine says get all the Europe influence the hell up out of here, man. Protect the Americas, secure the Americas, man. Hold on, where the hell was I going with this? Oh, hold on, somebody just said something. I don't know, man. I lost my train of thought here.
From Congress, and he says Trump just launched an unjustified illegal strike on Venezuela. Wanted to get your reaction.
Oh yeah, it was the damn soft lunch. So he couldn't run on, just taking the damn oil. But we've seen the guy come out in the clip 2023 and predict this. Now we see it all playing out. So it was a soft lunch. Hey, tough on immigration. This country has released their prisons and basically had a pipe. Biden and his administration had a pipeline for them to come over here. They touted it as they emptied their prisons onto our borders. So that was the soft lunch. Getting the Venezuelans, you know what I'm saying? That was a soft lunch. Then it hyped up to what? The fentanyl. It was the fentanyl, and it was the boats. Getting the boats, knocking smoke off of the boats. Then it went to what? Seizing the oil tankers. But everybody's talking about the seized oil tanker, but they're not talking about how Biden put the sanctions on that oil tanker in 2022 or 2023. I think it was 2022. Around the same time, our strategic oil reserves were at its lowest point in 50 years. Around the same time, our strategic oil reserves are around the lowest point in 50 years. In that 12-month window is when Biden put the sanctions onto these oil tankers. Trump just acted on it. The sanctions were already there. Trump just went and started seizing, honestly.
Action to that.
These are weak, stupid people.
Then they changed the language. After Trump seized the oil tanker, Kristi Noem got up there and changed the language and said, no, we're not going after the seized oil tankers. We're going after we're not going after the sanctioned oil tankers. We're going after the sanctioned oil. And if the sanctioned oil just happens to be in a sanctioned oil tanker, we'll take that shit up off of you too. Straight up.
They're trying to save themselves from almost destroying our country. If I didn't get elected, our country would not.
Now he wants, see, this is the shit I'm talking about, little Levi. See, when little Levi comes in here, he's all extra emotional and shit, typing in all caps, talking about fentanyl enters from China, idiot. I'm not debating where the fuck the fentanyl comes from. I'm telling you the timeline of events and what they said was going on. When they first started blowing up them fucking boats, they wasn't talking about fentanyl. They wasn't talking about cocaine, marijuana. They were talking about fentanyl. Fentanyl, and saying that every single one of those shipments that come over here is kills at least 25,000 Americans. So you can sit there, scream, cry at the top of your damn lungs, type till your fingers bleed about fentanyl that comes from China, idiot. I don't give a fuck where it comes from right now. I'm talking about where this administration said it came from to justify what the fuck is going on now. Do you understand? Shit.
I don't even think we'd have a country right now. We were heading down the path of destruction. We had inflation. We had high prices. They're the ones that caused high prices, not us. We're bringing the prices way down. We have oil now in many places $1.99 a gallon. And when you do oil, everything follows, but everything is following. But
it was a soft lunch. It was a soft lunch. The ultimate goal, yes, was to secure the oil. It was a soft lunch. It was so it went over a little better with the American public. If it just came out and went straight over there and to get the damn oil and secure, everybody be like, oh, that's crazy. But it's a damn psyop, if you want to be real. Yeah. Oh, we got to get the Venezuelans up out of here. They're taking over the apartment complexes. They're doing this. They're doing that. They're violent. They're doing this. That was a soft launch. That was an immediate problem that needed to be fixed. Then it escalated to the boats. Then they letting you know, oh, we blowing boats up out of the water. We designated them terrorists now. It's a soft launch, man. It was a 3-tiered thing. And the first was to they're here illegally. They're violent criminals. Get them out. Then it was, oh, we're gonna start actually blowing shit the fuck up. And then it was, we're gonna go in and get Maduro and secure the damn bag, man. Hindsight's 2020. I didn't see the shit coming, but now that it's played out, it's like, oh, that shit was a soft launch. When you in marketing and you have. You just see shit like that, like, oh, it was prime time. They had to get them ready for it, so people wouldn't be all up in arms, clutching their pearls, panties in a bunch.
No, they would have destroyed our country if we didn't get elected. If Kamala.
Yeah, soft launch. I'm a little country, so I might have said lunch. I'm a little country launch.
Or a Joe type got elected. That got elected, but if Kamala got elected, I don't think at this point we would even have a country. We were laughed at all over the world. The money was flowing out. Everybody was leaving. The companies were leaving. The people were leaving. The wealth was leaving. $18 trillion coming back into our country, the biggest number in the history of the world. The second biggest number was $3 trillion. We're at $18 trillion, and it's building factories and plants. It's doing things that no country has ever seen before. But as far as last night is concerned, it was really genius. What they did is genius.
Yes, XX, welcome in. Maduro and his wife have been captured and extradited to the United States. I believe they're headed to New York to stand trial. They're headed to New York to face the charges of drug trafficking and I believe weapons trafficking. I'm not sure, but it's 2 charges Maduro and his wife are both facing.
Yes, the Democrats, maybe they'll take a shot. They'll take a shot. Oh, all they do is complain. They don't talk about, they should say, you know what, we did a great job. We're stopping drugs from coming into this country. And nobody's been able to do it until we came along. But they should say, great job. They shouldn't say, oh, gee, maybe it's not constitutional. The same old stuff that we've been hearing for years and years and years. They did an incredible job. These men and women that went out there last night, the courage they had, going into an area where, all the lights were turned on. We turned off almost all of the lights in Caracas. I mean, this thing was so organized. And they go into a dark space with machine guns facing them all over the place, and then you hear from a guy that I'd never even heard of him, but you hear from some...
Thanks, Cypher. Hey, chat, we need to get the likes up. We are trying to get to 100 likes right quick. Double tapping the screen is how you support the channel for free. We go live every single day talking politics, current events, and entertainment. Thank you. I hope everybody's having a good morning, whether you're just now waking up on your way to work. We are 25 subscribers away from the next sub goal. When you hit the subscribe button, you will see that little ticker right there go up, and you'll know you just joined the family. Welcome to Plug Nation.
And saying, oh, this is so terrible. We're saving lives. And by the way, the boats, every boat, because that's sort of related to this, every boat that we hit saves 25,000 lives.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get any hosannas or thanks.
So where is the guy that's been yelling in my damn comments talking about the fentanyl up from China, Plug, you damn idiot? What the fuck did Trump just say? Every boat that we stop saves 25,000 lives. He's not talking about cocaine here. And the way I see these people up there on those podiums and their eyes is like this doing these damn press conferences, I'm pretty sure he's not talking about cocaine or Adderall here, man. He's talking about damn fentanyl, man. Whether it's actually coming or whether it's not actually coming, this is the justification.
From certain Democrats in Congress, that's for sure. But one of the things, you've already obviously cracked down on these drug boats. You've also cracked down on these...
Winston, if you spamming my chat, get Winston the fuck up out of here, y'all. Maz, get Winston out of here, man. I don't know what the fuck Winston's on. I guess he got too many espresso shots in his damn coffee, and he wants to come spam my chat, man. Say goodbye, Winston. Just somebody get Winston the hell up out of here, man.
Illegal oil shipments coming out of Venezuela. The countries that negotiate with Venezuela for that illegal oil are already starting to suffer What do you see as the future of Venezuela's oil industry?
See that we're going to be very strongly involved in it. That's all. I mean, what can I say? We have the greatest companies in the world, the biggest, the greatest, and we're going to be very
What's
much
up, Tina?
involved in it. We can't do something like this, and we're prepared. You know, we were prepared to do a second wave. We were all set, and this was so lethal, this was so powerful that we didn't have to, but we're prepared. We're out there with an armada like nobody's ever seen before, and we're prepared, and frankly, probably thought we were going to have to do it, but we were prepared for a second wave going in.
Mr. President, sorry, Nicole, can I just follow up on one thing, and that was when part of Vice President Vance's tweet about an hour
Hey, they finna send Maduro as to Colorado, ain't they, Chad? Isn't Colorado where the prisoners, hold on, man. Colorado Federal Prison Max. Oh yeah, they finna send Maduro as to Florence, man. They finna send Maduro to ADX Florence, man. The only federal supermax prison in the United States, man. In Fremont County near Florence, Colorado, man. The Alcatraz of the Rockies. Maduro, they finna send your ass to Florence, man.
Ago said that you offered several off-ramps to Maduro that he didn't take. What did those off-ramps look like?
That's what I'm saying. If Maduro ass is finna go to Florence, the damn Alcatraz of the Rockies, what could he have done other than try to flee to a non-extradition country with a $50 million bounty on him? How the hell was he gonna fly to a non-extradition country with a $50 million bounty, man? Y'all finna send his ass to Florence Supermax. What the hell could he have done?
Well, basically, I said you have to give up. You have to surrender.
And he was still gonna go to Florence Supermax. If he would have surrendered and gave up, his ass was still going to Florence Supermax. What the hell is we talking about?
It was close, but in the end, I really didn't. We had to do something that was really much more surgical, much more powerful. This was much more powerful than anything we could have done. This is amazing, and we learned a lot going into. We learned a lot of things, but this was a very important symbol. I had discussions. I actually spoke to him myself. You have to give up.
I'm going to keep it real with y'all, chat. Probably the second Maduro steps in Florence Supermax, man, he might be the big dog on the yard. I'm just going to be all the way honest, man. The Maduro stepping in the Florence Supermax, he might be golden, man. He might be all right.
Surrender.
Just speak to him.
He was not willing. A week ago. Sorry, but a week ago.
Mr. President, this is clearly a signature moment for your administration, this military strike, the capture of Maduro.
We've had a lot of signature moments, if you really think
It
about it.
certainly was. Let's add it to the list, one of the signature moments. But what do you say to the people waking up to this news this morning?
Thank you, Tim Cook said, I appreciate your unfiltered stream. Thank you, Tim Cook. Thank you for the $100 donation. Y'all give Tim Cook some likes on that $100 donation. Thank you, Tim Cook, for your continued support.
Who are concerned that these actions may result in prolonged involvement of U.S. military in Venezuela?
Well, first of all, I say that what we're doing is saving lives because the drug trafficking is so bad. It's gotten so out of control. And, when you think 97% of the drugs coming in by sea, by ocean, by waterway.
Chat, do y'all remember when Trump was campaigning? He campaigned on death penalty for drug dealers. Remember that, Chat? And now we act surprised that he's blowing up damn boats and shit, claiming it's fentanyl on there. I forgot about the whole death penalty for drug dealers. Do y'all remember that? Do y'all remember? Press 2 if y'all remember Trump campaigning on death penalty for drug dealers. I'm gonna have to pull that clip up.
97% down. It's almost nothing left. You don't see ships. You don't see anybody. You see very few ships coming in loaded up with hundreds of bags of fentanyl, cocaine, and everything else you can imagine. It's virtually stopped. And we'll stop it on land. And this was one of the things that we did to stop it on land. We had to do this. In order to stop it on land, this was a part of it. There are other parts, and there are other areas, frankly. They did is really amazing. And I think it sends the signal. We're not going to be pushed around as a country anymore by these countries where we want to be politically correct all the time. They're killing our people. If we had a war,
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think anybody's gonna get that 50 million flour. Now that I think about it, that 50 million is probably gonna go to operating expenses. They say we were spending however many million we were spending to operate outside of Venezuela's coast. They're probably just gonna put that back in the pocket. They already took a couple tankers. They say the oil tankers go up to $300 million. So they're going to put those tankers on our balance sheets. You know, just being all the way honest. What did Trump say? The oil, we may sell it, put it in our strategic oil reserves. The tankers, we're going to keep them. Why are we going to keep them? To put them on the damn balance sheets, man. Those tankers are going to be out of commission. They won't touch the water anymore. Probably regular scheduled damn maintenance. Shit's going to go on the balance sheet, man. It is what it is.
300,000 people. In the Civil War, we lost 600,000 people. We lose 300,000 people a year to drugs. We're not going to allow it anymore with any country.
You said that you were prepared for a second wave, and I assume that you still are. But what does the future look like for the...
And when I mean like putting it on the balance sheet, I mean like this is recouping. You know, they're gonna balance the budget and shit. Like, look, man, we spent $5 to $7 million a day operating expenses for however long that was. Let's say we were there for how long were we there? Let's say we were there for 100 days to keep the numbers around. 5 million a day, 100 days, 500 million. Well, we seized 2 of those oil tankers. That's 600 million on the balance sheets, man. That covers operating expenses and shit. Not counting the 1.9 million barrels of oil plus the however many was in the other tanker, man. It's covering the operating expenses, man. Keeping this shit balanced, man.
Maduro loyalists who are still in Caracas and I assume have not yet fled or been removed.
Well, if they stay loyal, the future is really bad. Really bad for them. If they convert.
You said censor Louis Farrakhan. I haven't heard Louis Farrakhan say anything in a long time. I'm just going to be all the way on. I haven't heard anything from Louis Farrakhan in a long time.
Conversion factor. I would say most of them have converted. He's had very little loyalty. In fact, I noticed that today that some people are marching on the street waving flags, and they're very in support. They have American flags being waved on the streets. So, I mean, I think he's got very little support. Look, he was a dictator that the people hated. So I don't see a lot of that. I don't think we're going to see a lot of that.
Well, will you, Mr. President, throw your support behind opposition leader Maria Corina Machado, who, as you recall, won the Nobel Peace Prize and then in turn dedicated it to you for your efforts in pressuring Maduro? Are you going...
You said you wish we would get Kim for what he does to his people. You talking about Kim Jong-un? Listen, Chad. I think they're going to leave Kim Jong-un the fuck alone. I'm just going to be all the way honest. I watched the interview from that girl that had escaped from North Korea. She said they only get power 2 times a year to watch Kim Jong-un get up there and talk and shit. They get power twice a year. Like, the lights only work in their house twice a year, bro. That's crazy.
Going to fully support her to take over to run the country?
Well, we're going to have to look at it. Right now, they have a vice president, as you know. I mean, I don't know about what kind of an election that was, but, you know, the election of Maduro was a disgrace, just like my election was a disgrace. 2020 was a disgrace, you know, a real disgrace. Now, 2024 was too big to rig, but what he did was, I mean, his was open. I would say, frankly, you want to know the truth? I think Charlie would testify this. It wasn't a hell of a lot worse than what they did to us in 2020. It was our election was a disgrace in 2020, and everyone knows it. And now it's come out, and it's come out even in the legal form. but it was disgraceful. He had an election that was a rigged election. And the people have no love for him, that's for sure. He had very little loyalty, if any loyalty. He was a dictator who was a tough cookie, and it tough, and the people can't believe they got so lucky.
Mr. President, what do you make of the fact that just hours before the airstrike, there was a Chinese delegation meeting with Nicolas Maduro, and we have yet to hear from...
There we go. There we go. There we go, chat. There we go, chat. They said 5 Americans were detained as of yesterday, thinking Maduro was going to try to use that as some leverage. And then they said that he was meeting with the Chinese delegates. What have I been over here screaming for the last... Since we put that damn blockade and started seizing those oil tankers, since we seized those oil tankers, what have I been saying? It's China, bro. It's the hypersonic missiles. Once China announced that they have those hypersonic missiles, man, from the private company being commercially produced, man, mass produced for $100,000 made of concrete, I said, it's no way they're finna let that shit go on. It's now or never for Venezuela. If they get a hold of enough of those $100,000 missiles, it's gonna be some shit go on, man. And that's where the money becomes a problem, because every one of those $100,000 missiles that they're shooting, our shit is 4 to 15 million. So 1,000 for 1,000, the prices get crazy. The disparity is just wild. So they had to do it now, and y'all was like, no, plug, you blah, blah, blah. I'm like, man, look, it's China. Now, Chinese delegation over here meeting with Maduro, man. They trying to see what's going on with this oil. China's oil is getting took and sanctioned. They trying to put different flags on it and shit. And they have this private company who's been mass producing these $100,000 hypersonic missiles for at least a month now. At least a month now they've been mass producing these bad boys. And you know how China does shit. When China makes something, they dedicate whole fucking towns to making this shit, bro. The whole town is making them. It's not like, oh, everybody has just whatever job is clever. No, the whole damn town is making whatever product it is, man. So I can imagine that once they start mass producing this shit, man, it's gonna be a big allotted town to making this shit. And now we got Chinese delegates over there meeting with Maduro the night he get his ass snatched up and sent to the United States, man. Come on, man. If we're saying it's about oil and it's about money, why wouldn't it be about weapons and money? We spend more on our defense budget than any fucking thing. These $4 to $15 million rockets and shit that we got over here, we spending big money for that shit. People are paying big money for that shit as well. China threw a wrench in the game with the $100,000 cheap version.
China, any sort of comment on the attacks?
I know nothing about that, but I have a very good relationship with President Xi, and there's not going to be a problem. And they're going to get oil. We're going to allow people to have oil. But we can't take a chance after having done this incredible thing last night of letting somebody else take over, where we have to do it again. We can do it again, too. Nobody can stop us. That has the capability that we have. I watched that war in Russia going on and on and on, and everybody dying. And it's like, it's primitive. It's primitive. It's horrible.
No, we need the oil too. Everything's working. Everything's working. It was the timing. When I say about the hypersonic, it was the timing. Yes, we wanted that damn oil, and that's why we had to go get this shit now before these cheap-ass hypersonic missiles caused a damn problem. Yes, we wanted the oil, and it is the largest verified oil reserve in the world. We wanted that shit, and the hypersonic missile could have threw a damn wrench in the game.
Could you tell us, Mr. President, a little bit more? Because you're talking about the precision of this operation and the brave men and women. Was this Delta Force guys? Were this Navy SEALs? Could you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, they're the most highly trained soldiers in the world. There's nobody that has their talent, because it's talent. It's not just it's not just bravery. It's bravery. You have to have the bravery, but it's talent. Nobody has talent like this, and nobody has equipment like we have. I mean, everything was pinpoint. They had everything. They practiced. They actually built a house which was identical to the one they went into, with all the safes and all the steel all over.
Oh, thank you, Sid, for getting that membership for 4 months. Thank you, Sid, for being a member for 4 months.
And, at the top of stairways and rooms.
It was Delta Force, sir?
To say, but I will say this: I'm having a news conference in just a little while, so therefore I'm going to have to get off this line pretty soon. But I'm having a news conference at 11. We're going to be talking about it, and I will say that I'm very proud to be an American.
As are we, Mr. President. Will we be hearing from Secretary of War Pete Hegseth about what went into the planning and the execution?
So Trump's supposed to speak from Mar-a-Lago this morning. Trump's supposed to do a presser, I believe, at Mar-a-Lago. I'm sure we'll hear from Pete Hegseth. We'll probably stream that on tonight. But we're going to get into the show, chat. We'll talk about more of this Venezuela, but I did have a whole show. This was kind of breaking news as I woke up, but I did have a whole show planned, so we're going to get into the show after this.
Yes.
Of this incredible operation?
Yes, and General Kane and some other people, they'll be telling you things that we can't tell you. We're not going to say everything because we have things that nobody even knows about. Nobody has even a clue about. I want to talk about that, and there's no reason to. But you'll be seeing a lot of things. So we're going to have a news conference, and we have to make sure that Venezuela doesn't go bad again. It went bad. It was a great country 20 years ago. It's horrible. Remember, I used to say that if they get elected, the other side, the people that we're talking about, if they get elected in our country, it will be Venezuela on steroids. Do you remember that? I used to say that all the time, Charlie, right?
Indeed.
We would have been Venezuela on steroids, meaning we would have been a bigger version of Venezuela. But the end result, we would have been a failed nation. Had they gotten elected, we would have been a failed nation. So I'll get ready for a news conference.
Real quickly before we let you go, though, can you tell us where Maduro and his wife are right this second?
Heading to New York. Indicted in New York, and also.
So are they taken to a ship first, and then?
Yes, to Iwo Jima. They're on a ship, but they'll be heading into New York. The helicopters took them out. They went by helicopter in a nice flight. I'm sure they loved it. But they've killed a lot of people. Remember that. They killed a lot of people. And
a lot of Americans.
Even people in...
I'm telling y'all, man, they killed a lot of people, man. Listen, Maduro and his wife is headed to Florence, man. They are finna go to the damn Super Max. ADX for Lawrence. USP Florence AD Max is where he's about to go, man. 12 gun towers, reinforced steel cells, 23-hour daily confinement in solitary, with inmates typically having no direct contact with others. It's the only level 6 Supermax security prison in the country and has never had a successful escape. And they got El Chapo there, man. All right, man. Yeah, straight up, man. Maduro ass is on his way to ADX Supermax Lawrence, man.
In their own country, they killed a lot of people to maintain power. He's a very vicious.
Well, President Trump, I'm incredibly grateful to you for coming on this morning. Thank you very much, and thank you for your time.
All right, that was a Trump exclusive right there. You said they'll torture him in there. They might, man. I'm not gonna lie. Maduro, listen, they gotta get him that Supermax if is what they're thinking, because if a dude like Maduro touches down in the regular feds, I'm just gonna be real, man. Maduro's gonna have some pull in the feds, bro. Some pull, bro. Like Maduro's gonna have some damn. He's gonna. Yeah, I don't know, man. Maduro might end up not with us no more. That might be if Maduro goes somewhere where he's not in solitary 23-1. They might put his ass up. You know what I'm saying? He might be pushing daisies somewhere, man, if he just goes to a regular penitentiary. Now, him being by himself, some crazy shit could happen too. We've seen that happen as well. So he's gonna have to go to, if he's going to New York, are they finna hold him at the same place Diddy was at? Is he going to the same place Diddy was at? Like while he's waiting for trial? I wonder, is he gonna be at the same place that Sam Altman and Diddy was at while they were awaiting trial? I wonder. All right, chat, let's move on. This is Trax NYC, man. This is the jeweler. I told y'all when we were talking about the Somali fraud, right? I told y'all when we were talking about the Somali fraud, if y'all point me out a person, I can probably tell you what their group of what their group scam is, you know what I'm saying? What their finesse is, their get off. I spoke about the jury district. It's a lot of scamming and shit going on in the jury district, right? Said that on yesterday morning. Just so happens that on yesterday afternoon, Trax NYC is on the Diamond District, and this guy right here, Trax NYC is alleging that this guy was scamming his clients and acting like he was him. He's pulling people into his jewelry shop like, oh, I'm Trax NYC, and they have like fake GIA certificates. Basically, it was a whole damn scam, and Trax is saying this guy owes him money for, you know, tarnishing his damn name and shit.
Yeah, 6447. Thief! You fucking thief! Bitch! Stop. Take it. No. Get the fuck your hands off of me, you little bitch. You fucking bitch.
Ooh, shit! Wow! I haven't watched this yet. I just read the caption. Wow. He spit in that man's face like that. Ooh, I don't know, chat. This New York chat, I'm gonna let you know. In the South, man, this typically would end in somebody pushing daisies, man. In the South, somebody might be pushing daisies after an incident like this. The way, the speed and the damn mass of that glob of a spit hitting him in the face would have somebody pushing daisies, man. I promise you, man. It's a clock right now, man. Your ass on the clock right now. Whether it's tomorrow, next week, or next year, man. Shit like this in the South has people pushing daisies right now. And it was recorded? Oh, my God. What?
Bitch! Stop. Take it. No. Get the fuck your hands off of me, you little bitch. You fucking bitch. Fuck out of here.
Oh, they wildin'.
Oh my God.
What happened?
Oh, they wildin'.
Oh,
Yeah, get that girl.
you're David too.
In the end, they tried to kill me. Strangled me with my own chain.
In the end, they tried to kill me, strangle me with my own chain. Listen, Trax. This is for Trax, man. Trax might respond to me, you know what I'm saying? So, Trax, I've been following you for a long time, Trax. I like your content, Trax. I think you're a stand-up guy over there on the Diamond District, man. If I went to shop with somebody on the Diamond District, just off your marketing, it would probably be between you and Moses up there, man. You and Moses, man. But honestly, man, you went over there in this man's business, standing on business, and got the shit choked out of you, got spit on, and now what? I just want to know now what. You know what I'm saying? I just want to know what's next, man. Like, Trax, you took the L today, man. I know you live to fight another day. You still rich as hell. But I don't know, man. It's like he spit in your face like the most disrespectful loogie I've probably seen to date on camera. And then you went after him, you know what I'm saying? I seen you flip up the little thing like you was trying to get to him about it. But you got caught up and tussled up, and now you saying they tried to strangle you with your own damn chain. Like, how do you shake back, man? What's next? Damn, what's next, man? Celebrity boxing match? What's next, man? Like, do you catch them pumping gas and just beat them? Like, what? Something. I don't know, Chad. I'm not feeling this shit, man. I fuck with Trax, man. I feel like he got played, man. I feel like that you got played, Trax, man. I fuck with you, Trax. I'm really mad for you, man. You know how you don't even know somebody, but it's like, damn, you just be mad for him. Like, damn, man. He scammed these people under your name allegedly, selling people fake shit. And you go over there and stand on business, and you just take the loss, bro. You took a L. You went over there and stood on business, but damn, they ragdolled you and spit in your face, man. And I don't think you got the money back.
Get out of this hospital. TraxNYC.com. So this is the receipt from this disgusting company that pretends to be me.
Oh, hold on. You said don't antagonize it, bro. You need to chill out on him and stop antagonizing him by repeating what happened to him. Oh, no. What the hell? I'm doing reactions. This is a recap. That's what dude, I'm going to curate my show how I see fit, man. I'm sorry, man.
Me says they're TraxNYC, sells my customer a bracelet, rips them off on the gold. Shit, they're saying it's 14 karat gold.
That's how you know that your jeweler will go to war for you, though. I see it now. I said earlier it was good marketing. He's good at marketing. Now he's showing how far he will go for his customer. A lot of jewelers would have just let you get ripped the fuck off, probably been in on it or whatever, but this man didn't even buy the chain from Trax. Didn't even buy the chain. Went and bought the chain from somebody down the street. But it had Trax's name on it. And Trax went over there, got ragdolled and spit on about his customer and his name. Man, that's integrity right there, man. That's integrity, man. He stood on business about his name and his product, man. That's great marketing. I'm just going to keep it real. That's great marketing, man. Not many jewelers going to do this, man.
Well, we're going to test this bracelet right now. Start the test. 10 karat gold. So did they say they were TraxNYC?
Yeah, he tried to portray, he tried to sell one of your products. He said that he ran out one of your rings that you purchased.
Right, that we sell. So you came with a picture of TraxNYC.
Yep, I opened up the website for him.
And then he said he ran out, even though he has nothing to fucking do with me other than to steal my fucking customers all day long. These rats have done this over and over and over again, and I tolerated it. And now they fucked them over on the carrot as well. Yo, Akai, you are fucking thieves, bro.
That's crazy, man. So his name is Akai. So he went over there trying to shop with Trax, ran up on somebody else. They put the finesse on him like, look, man, hold on, let me see a different angle of the fight. All right, this is the one that Trax posted on X. So he's posting it too. He finna get a check from his fight, you know what I'm saying? But Trax has been calling out other jewelers to do celebrity boxing matches or MMA fights. Trax really got some scrap in him, I'm not gonna lie. He got ragdolled though. Look, they jumping him, man. He got jumped, man. Like, shit, he got jumped, man. I'm not, y'all making it seem like I'm antagonizing him like he just got beat the fuck up by himself. No, they beat the shit out of him, man. He went into their establishment standing on business. At the same time, he went into their establishment, man. I guess he didn't come with enough firepower because they beat the shit out. It looked like it's like 5 people, 6 people hitting him right now. And he the smallest one in the bunch, man. Straight up, standing on business about his name and his recognition. Man, look at this. Look, Boom, that's a right hook to the side of the head from the guy right there. Boom, that's an overhand from this guy right here. Look, he's pushing in. Man, look, man, this shit is crazy, man. They beat the hell out of Trax in there.
Oh, they wildin'.
Oh my god.
Oh, they wildin'.
Oh my god.
Oh, they wildin'.
Oh my. Oh fuck. Crazy.
Oh, they wildin'.
Oh my god.
It's a lot of money in there to be fighting.
Oh my god. I got him by his ear.
Do we gotta do something?
What the hell are you gonna do? Do we gotta do something? Like what, nigga?
Oh, what happened? First, what happened? Oh, he's coming up. He's coming up. He got swallowed. Oh my god. That was so unnecessary. No.
What do you mean? Are y'all gonna do something? Hell nah, man. You need to mind your damn business, man. Keep shopping with your damn lady, man. All right, chat. We're gonna move on. What else? Oh yeah. Before we get into the Carolina shooter, the attack. They said it was an ISIS attack. I don't think he was a shooter. He was loading up, trying to mess with ISIS. But this guy right here, this the preacher, man. So this is the dress, man. They had a what was going on? Oh, a church fundraiser. So this is the pastor and his wife, you know what I'm saying? Beautiful wife right there, you know, but she wore a transparent dress to the church fundraiser. Hey chat, double tap the screen, shut the live out. If you having a good time in here this morning, press 3. If you having a good time this morning, press 3. Double tap the screen, shut the live out. But look chat, the pastor's wife wore a transparent dress to a church fundraiser. This the first lady now. The first lady wore a transparent dress to a church fundraiser. I'm just gonna be all the way honest with you, chat. I'm not with it. I know that's they business, that's they church and shit, but I'm not with it, chat. I'm just gonna be all the way honest, man. What do they say? Deliver me from evil, a temptation, man. Like, come on, pastor. Like, you got your wife in here in a transparent dress, and you like, come on, pastor, man. Don't do that, pastor. There's a lot of people in here trying to get the word, man. Don't do that, pastor.
The other day, the internet went crazy about a dress my wife had on. Now, they didn't say anything about the $4 million that was raised for the United Negro College Fund. They never mentioned that she prayed until heaven came down. But insecure, jealous, petty, small-minded people got in their feelings and set up a false barometer of holiness based off of a dress. The dress was not see-through.
Okay, he's saying it wasn't see-through. Now, if the dress wasn't see-through, it wasn't see-through. But if it was see-through, shout out to you raising $4 million, pastor. But I'm still not with the damn see-through dress. Now, if it wasn't see-through and it just appeared to be see-through, I don't know, man. Like, what's going on?
The dress was not see-through. The dress was flesh color. I need to set the record straight. I bought the dress.
The dress was flesh colored. So how do y'all feel about the pastor's wife wearing a flesh colored dress, chat? Now this is a different conversation. I want to know, are y'all for it or against it? Yes or no in the chat. Would you be okay with your pastor's wife wearing a flesh colored dress to the fundraiser? Flesh colored, you know what I'm saying? Flesh colored. Yes or no in the chat, man.
And I like it. I don't care whether you like it or not. She ain't mad to y'all. She mad to me. If you wanted a first lady that looked like Little House on the Prairie and Holly Hobbie, you got the wrong church. I wanted a wife I would rush home to, that I wanted to be excited to see. When we walked in there, I said, shake it fast, watch yourself.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, Chad. He stood on business, man. He did stand on business. Like, look, man, you want this Little House on the Prairie shit? That ain't it. But I'm just gonna keep it real, Pastor. That has nothing to do we're wearing a flesh-colored dress, man, or a transparent dress. I'm just gonna be all the way real. Like, if you want to have a beautiful wife, pastor, and you don't want her to dress like Little House on the Prairie, all fine and dandy. Now we know what is the staple of the black church, man, in the outfits, man. What's the staple, man? Y'all let me know what the staple is of the black church in the outfit, man. I'm gonna let y'all know. Drop it in the comments what the staple is, what all the congregation and the sisters and even the elders wear at the black church, man. It's the pantsuit, man. We know sister whoever's gonna wear the pantsuit, man. She gonna have a different pantsuit for Wednesday, a different pantsuit for Thursday with the little blazer, man. Come on, Chad. They used to tear Dillard's and JCPenney down, man. Come on, Chad. They used to tear Dillard's and JCPenney down with them pantsuits, man. The big hat with the pantsuit and the fan, man. The katana fan, man. Come on, Chad. Come on, man. Y'all know the pantsuit was the end all, be all, man, in the church, man. All right, man. Let's move on. That's crazy. All right, I'm going to read this right here. This is regarding Tim Walz in Minnesota and his paid leave program. The paid leave program, I think it was for parents to be able to spend more time with their children. It says paid leave receives nearly 12,000 applications since opening. St. Paul, Minnesota, nearly 12,000 Minnesotans have applied for paid leave since applications opened. The Department of Employment and Economic Development announced on Friday. Deed launched a full paid leave application this week. Applications for bonding, leave for parents who welcomed a child in 2025 went live in early December. Since then, 11,883 Minnesotans have submitted applications as of Friday morning, and Deed has completed reviewing 6,393 leads. Receiving nearly 12,000 paid leave applications shows just how motivated people are to engage with this new program. Deed Commissioner Matt Varelick said, "Our website is managing traffic well, and our contact center team is prepared to answer questions from Minnesotans who need assistance. We're proud and excited to implement this program for Minnesota." Since opening applications for bonding leave in early December, Deed has completed reviewing over half the applications. Based on projections from an independent actuary, Deed expects about 130,000 approved claims from Minnesotans in the first year of the paid leave program. So yeah, in Minnesota, they're gonna pay 20 weeks. You're gonna get $1,000, about $1,000 for 20 weeks. If you had a child in that year, you'll get $1,000 for about 20 weeks. All right, Chad, we're gonna move on. All right, this is a miscellaneous clip. We got a couple more clips before we get back into the news, man. This is Kevin Hart and some dude. I don't know what happened. Who sent me this in the Discord? What happened right here?
Nudist colony. Like once a year, we go to a nudist colony.
What's going on?
Yeah.
A nudist colony. Now, I'm just going to be all the way real with you, Chad. I'm a little adventurous and shit. Not real, just crazy spontaneous. You know, I like to, kind of know what the hell I'm going to have going on, or I'm just, kind of go with the flow on my time. But when it comes to going to a nudist colony, bro, I think I'm a pass, bro. I got to pass on the nudist colony. Like, I can only imagine the shit that goes on at a nudist colony, bro. What?
A nudist colony. Like, once a year, we go to a nudist colony.
What's going on?
Yeah, we go to a place where, like, you walk in, everybody just gets naked and walks around.
I heard you say.
I didn't know if you knew.
No, I'm just asking you what's going on.
Okay, yeah, so we go to the nudist colony, and, we just kind of go around. You got to shave everything and show out, and especially when you shave your shit, it looks bigger because you gain inches from no hair.
Back up for a second. I just want to get clarity. Something. Y'all just hanging out, or y'all fucking these people? Like, what's
No, there are swingers there, but you set the precedent.
I get that. I don't know why you're not listening to me. I want to know, what do y'all get down? What you saying?
It's kind of the question, but we don't get down, but we just like to be around naked people together.
You see what I'm doing, bro? I'm out of there.
That's your ultimate conversation. I'm a very happy days.
We just like to be around naked people. The one thing that gets me,
You hear what you're saying out loud, brother?
I hear what I'm saying out loud. The one thing that gets me is just eating.
He not saying I like to be around naked women. He just like, look, man, I like to be around naked people. It's like to be free, you know what I'm saying? Young, wild, and free. And like, what kind of barbaric shit is this, bro?
Around naked people. The one thing that gets me,
You hear what you're saying out loud, brother?
I hear what I'm saying out loud. The one thing that gets me is just eating, like breakfast.
What you eating, Chad?
I don't want, there at the buffet, your dick's by my eggs. I don't want your dick by my eggs.
Appreciate that, Cypher. Double tap the screen, shut a live out, man. Y'all give Cypher some likes on that $5 donation. He want a roll call, man. Shout out your city, shout out your state, shout out your region, man. Where's everybody tapped in from, man? If you don't want to shout out your city, shout out your state. You don't want to shout out your state, shout out your region, man. Where is everybody tapped in from? We are 25 subscribers away from the next sub goal, and we are still chasing 200 likes, man. I need everybody to double tap that screen for me.
I eat coochie. I don't want coochie by my eggs, even though I eat coochie and eggs. This is my Kevin Hart delivery.
Yeah, I'm still at the point you just saying we just like to be around naked people.
You don't like to be around naked people?
To be honest with you, I have no desire to be around a bunch of people I don't know and just sitting there naked. That's what I said.
But some people, but the women, you been a strip club.
I'm willing to bet. As a matter of fact, I'm willing to bet a good number. It ain't a lot of put together people going to these women's sales.
No.
Like, I'm willing to bet you.
No, hippies.
I'm willing to bet a real strong number that you're looking at some bad bodies out there. And that's a fact.
Still nipples, titties, and coochies.
So you just
you're
free spirit.
Oh,
free
I just
spirit.
want around. Yeah.
You and your wife are free spirit.
We're free spirits.
Got it.
She likes the tan, and it's not like I'm 6'3", but I just got a 6'3" dick. I don't have a 6'7" dick. Like it's not impressive. It's normal.
I don't know what that means. And I don't want.
Yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie, man. To each his own. They got it, bro. They got it. I will pass on the nudist colony, man. Just farting ass out and shit. It's crazy.
Thank you, Chief Hatley from the Mint Hill Police Department for your partnership in this investigation. My name is James Barnacle. I am the special agent in charge of the FBI here in North Carolina. Christian Sturtevant pledged his loyalty to ISIS.
Oh yeah, okay. So this is the guy that got Are they gonna show his picture? He looks like a black guy. I'm not gonna lie. Christian, whoever, man. It sounds like he has a black American name. He looks like a black guy. I'm just gonna be all the way honest with you. Yeah, he looks like a black guy, bro. It looks like a black guy.
Christian Sturtevant pledged his loyalty to ISIS and committed himself to killing Americans on New Year's Eve. This investigation unfolded quickly. From the moment the FBI was notified of a potential threat of a terrorist-inspired attack in North Carolina, we went all hands on deck. We assessed the credibility of the threat. The investigation lasted about 2 weeks, included numerous investigative techniques, partnerships with law enforcement agencies, and cooperation from the American public. This Christmas, the FBI and our partners worked to protect the American people. We did not let up. The man was safely in handcuffs. FBI special agents arrested him on December 31st as he was being released from a local medical facility. On Monday night, as Russ just said, the FBI's evidence response team conducted a search, an authorized search, at his home and on his cellular phone. What we found was a manifesto, which the federal complaint alleges contained detailed plans to execute a massacre on New Year's Eve as people shop holidays. Without the swift action of the FBI Joint Terrorism Task Force, New York City Police Department, the Mint Hill Police Department, and our partners at the United States Attorney's Office for the Western District of North Carolina, we could be announcing a national tragedy. Instead, a terrorist attack was thwarted. Give a little background on Sturtevant. He's a U.S. citizen. He turned 18 in December of 2025. The JTTF collected evidence showing he turned his back on his country and his fellow citizens by pledging allegiance to ISIS with the intent of becoming a martyr. We allege Sturtevant was willing to sacrifice himself by committing a terrorist attack using knives and a hammer to support the murder, torture, and extreme violence that ISIS represents. We didn't just learn about him a few weeks ago. Sturtevant first came to the FBI's radar in January of 2022 when he was still a juvenile. Contact via social media with an unidentified ISIS member overseas. Sturtevant received direction from this unidentified ISIS member to dress in all black, people's doors, and attack them with a hammer. Sturtevant did dress in all black. He left his house with a hammer. His family stepped in. Sturtevant were filed at that time. He was referred for psychological care, and he underwent psychological care, of which I don't know the details. The FBI was told he no longer had access to social media. On December 18th, a week prior to Christmas, the Charlotte field office learned it wasn't true that he was now back on social media. After several FBI offices around this country and the New York Police Department alerted the Charlotte JTTF of a TikTok account username Abu Bakr al-Amerki, who made multiple...
So if he just turned 18, in 2022, he was like 15 or 16, and they're saying that he dressed in all black and was finna go outside and knock on people's doors and bludgeon them to death with the damn hammer.
Posts in support of ISIS. Sturtevant was identified as the account holder. And with federal search warrants, the FBI obtained his previous post to assess the extent of threats to the homeland. According to the complaint, on or about December 12th, Sturtevant began communicating with an individual on multiple social media platforms. Unbeknownst to Sturtevant, he was talking to a government online covert employee. Within just a few days, Sturtevant direct messaged the online covert employee with a picture of 2 hammers and a knife. The message was significant since in recent years, an ISIS propaganda magazine promoted the use of knives to conduct terrorist attacks in Western countries. The same ISIS magazine which suggested using vehicles to ram crowds, like the terrorist attack last year on New Year's Day on Bourbon Street. The conversations between the undercover employee and Sturtevant escalated further. Sturtevant allegedly sent a voice recording pledging Bayat, a loyalty oath to ISIS. And on December 20th, the direct messaging allegedly showed Sturtevant asking for help getting firearms, specifically guns, to carry out the terrorist attack at a food market here in the Charlotte area. Thankfully, that did not occur. This investigation was conducted by several FBI field offices, the FBI Joint Terrorism Task Force, which includes the following members: the Charlotte Mecklenburg Police Department, the Matthews Police Department, the Monroe Police Department, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, the United States Customs and Border Protection, the Federal Air Marshal Service, Homeland Security Investigations, Internal Revenue Service, IRS-CI, the United States Postal Inspection Service, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. Also, the NYPD, the FBI New York JTTF, the FBI Columbia Division, and the Mint Hill Police Department were instrumental in thwarting this attack. And of course, alongside our partners at the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Western District of North Carolina, and the Department of Justice. This investigation highlights the very real threat posed by people who self-radicalize online and are inspired by jihadist ideologies espoused by foreign terrorist organizations. They seek to attack soft targets with easily accessible weapons and with little to no warning. To further complicate this threat, we have seen that most successful attackers in a time span of between 1 and 4 years, and they typically mobilize to act in less than 3 months. The FBI continues to work tirelessly to combat the threats of terrorism for the American people every day. That our partnerships are not limited to just law enforcement agencies. We rely on the communities we serve and encourage the public to contact law enforcement when they see or hear something that doesn't seem right. I also have this personal message. If your child...
All right, Chad. Well, they said they thwarted an ISIS attack, man, down there in North Carolina. They said the kid's been radicalized since he was about 15 or 16, turned 18, and got to doing some wild shit, man. This is MAMDANI, though. They said MAMDANI on housing. He's focused on housing and his tenants' rights. His first day in office, he's got a lot going. We're going to watch his speech. They said he struck down executive order, or he put executive order in to strike down the anti-Semitism laws and things that Eric Adams had put into place. So we'll see what's going on, Chad. Oh, double tap the screen, shut a live out. We are 25 subscribers away from the next sub goal. I hope everybody's having a great morning, but I do need you guys to hit the subscribe button and double tap the screen, like boom, boom. That's how you like the video.
The year?
Mayor Zohran Mamdani inspecting broken floor tiles in an apartment on Clarkson Avenue in Prospect Lefferts Gardens, getting a first-hand look at the deteriorating conditions, from an eroding bathtub surface to a rust-covered, corroded bathroom pipe and red paint splashed about.
And you told the landlord about this?
Yes.
And what was the response?
Called some numbers, but nobody wanted to do anything about it.
Residents in this same building and in others owned by the landlord Pinnacle Realty say they've experienced similar conditions, from leaking bathroom ceilings to moldy drywall. Tenant unions rallying in response, demanding stronger tenant protections.
When did this happen?
Damn, man, that's crazy. They living like that in New York and they charging all that money, man. That's crazy, Chad. All right, let's keep going, man. Hold on. All right, this is before we get into his speech, man, his inauguration speech or whatever. We're gonna break that down. We're gonna see what's going on with him putting that executive order out.
Not even 48 hours into his new administration is facing fresh backlash over his stance on Israel as well as anti-Semitism, specifically what to do about it and how to define it. The controversy stems from a document the mayor signed yesterday that revoked all executive orders signed on or after September 26, 2024 by his predecessor, Eric Adams. If that date doesn't ring a bell, it was the day Mayor Adams was indicted on federal corruption charges that were ultimately dropped. In Mayor Mamdani's words, it was, quote, a date that marked a moment when many New Yorkers decided politics held nothing for them. The controversy lies in the details of two of those revoked orders, one signed by Mayor Adams on June 8th of last year, titled Defining Anti-Semitism. The now revoked order,
thank you, Linda,
a definition adopted by the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance that reads, quote, anti-Semitism is a certain perception of Jews which may be expressed as hatred toward Jews. Rhetorical and physical manifestations of anti-Semitism are directed towards Jewish or non-Jewish individuals and or their property, towards Jewish community institutions and religious facilities. The order goes on to cite a number of examples of anti-Semitism offered by the IHRA, including calling for, aiding, or justifying the killing or harming of Jews in the name of radical ideology or an extremist view of religion, accusing the Jews as a people or Israel as a state of inventing or exaggerating the Holocaust, denying the Jewish people their right to self-determination, for example, by claiming that the existence of a state of Israel is a racist endeavor, and holding Jews collectively responsible for actions of the state of Israel. The IHRA list of examples also includes drawing comparisons of contemporary Israeli policy to that of the Nazis. Now, we should note that the Adams executive order states this order is not intended to restrict speech or conduct that is protected under the First Amendment. Anti-Semitic acts are criminal only when they are so defined by law, and this order does not establish civil or criminal liability for any acts. Also revoked by Mayor Mamdani was an executive order Adams signed last month prohibiting city agencies from participating in what's known as the Boycott, Divest, and Sanctions campaign against Israel. The timing of that Adams order was seen by some as an obvious attempt to cause a political problem for the incoming mayor. The Israeli Foreign Ministry has already weighed in, posting online, quote, on his very first day as New York City Mayor, MAMDANI shows his true face. He scraps the IHRA definition of anti-Semitism and lifts restrictions on boycotting Israel. This isn't leadership, they say. It's anti-Semitic gasoline on an open fire. Jonathan Greenblatt, head of the Anti-Defamation League, said in part MAMDANI should have used his first day to show leadership by creating more safeguards to help protect Jewish New Yorkers, not by dismantling apolitical measures established by his predecessor and confirming our publicly expressed concerns. Mayor MAMDANI.
Hey, man, I don't think MAMDANI give a F what y'all talking about, man. MAMDANI don't give a damn about what y'all talking about, man. MAMDANI said, look, man, all that putting restrictions on boycotting Israel, man, that shit's done. All of that shit, all of those. And then what's so crazy about it is when they ask him about it, he's gonna be like, well, he's gonna push the ball in the Eric Adams court. He's gonna be like, well, Eric Adams got indicted, and ever since he was indicted, it just kind of is what it is. We don't know what was going on, if he was thinking clearly, if he was just stand-up guy, man. So I didn't just restrict that. I restricted everything. I restricted everything from that date forward.
Has responded to the criticism this afternoon.
So I was proud yesterday to sign a number of executive orders that will give my administration a clean slate to get to work on delivering a new era for New Yorkers, one where they can envision living an affordable and dignified life. And my administration will also be marked by a city government that will be relentless in its efforts to combat hate and division. And we will showcase that by fighting hate across the city, and that includes fighting the scourge of anti-Semitism. When we speak about the IRA definition that you asked about, protecting Jewish New Yorkers is going to be a focus of my administration, and I also know that a number, as you said, of leading Jewish organizations have immense concerns around this definition, and so what we will do is actually deliver on our commitment to protect Jewish New Yorkers in a manner that is able to actually fulfill that.
Joining me now, Amy Spitalnik, CEO of the Jewish Council for Public Affairs. First, do you see MAMDANI's actions as anti-Semitic? This idea that he's revoked these two, executive orders by his predecessor?
Look, there's broad debate within the Jewish community about whether the IHRA definition should be codified into law or whether it should simply be used as a resource. Our position is that it is a critical resource to help guide academics, law enforcement, educators, government, and others to understand anti-Semitism, to identify anti-Semitism, but it shouldn't be legally binding. And so because there is broad debate within the Jewish community around this question, it's important that it be reflected in what our government does. The bigger question for me is how this administration actually puts forward a constructive, proactive policy to keep the Jewish community safe, not simply by responding to these fights around definitions, but putting forward real investment, real policies that will protect the Jewish community at a time when we're seeing escalating, increasingly violent attacks.
I do want to ask you about that, because Mayor MAMDANI did not revoke the city's Office to Combat Anti-Semitism, which was created under Mayor Adams, I think last year, but he did revoke an order that adopted that definition. What is your take on how he should move forward, what you think he should do to protect the Jewish community here? New York has the largest Jewish community in the United States.
Look, so often these definitional fights are used as red herrings to distract from holding our leaders to account for taking the action.
All right, chat. I'm finna open up the phone lines if anybody want to call in, man. I'm finna open up the phone lines, man, before we get up out of here, man. I didn't know it was this late. I forgot I had got on live late. I was supposed to get on at 6:30. But we are about to open up the phone lines. We 2 hours in. Let's see. Open up the phone lines, man. Hold on, chat. Let's see. If anybody has any thoughts or opinions on what's going on, any questions for me, feel free to call in or drop them in the chat. Right now is the Q&A portion of the show, man. Any questions for me on my thoughts and opinions, feel free to call in or drop them in the chat. You said homeboy next to him looked like he's been busted before? said, come on, Dorsey. I don't know if Dorsey's still in here. Dorsey might have went on about his day. It's Saturday. Dorsey probably in them California streets. It's about 9 a.m. in Cali. Dorsey probably done went to the damn meat market and everything. That's crazy. Oh, man. I'm trying to wait for y'all to call in. Nobody wants to call in this morning. It's okay. That's all right. Nah, Dorsey can't be in here, man. Y'all want me to call Dorsey? Alright, I'll call Dorsey, man. Tell them they want Dorsey, man. Dorsey calling.
From?
Dorsey.
What up, Dorsey? They wanted to hear from you, man.
You know damn well I'm about to call.
I said, this Saturday, Dorsey might be. You got to hang up the other line. I said, Dorsey
I did.
Dorsey might be went on about his damn day, man.
Hey, check this out. I'm just starting out my day, pimping. You know what I'm saying? I can't, man, you had a good ass show this morning, boy.
I'm going to call you back. Whoever's calling in right now, I'm going to call y'all back in a second. Go ahead, Dorsey.
Hey, Trump pulled the hoodoo. He invaded Venezuela.
He ain't invaded Venezuela, man. They just went in there and extracted Maduro, man.
And that's invading the motherfuckers, man. They ain't no damn. That's invading. When you drop bombs, look, they drop bombs throughout the city. That ain't just dropping on his palace. Put them on them air defense structures and shit, And them, United States didn't take no fatalities. But I bet you them Venezuelans gonna be burying somebody tomorrow. You see where I'm coming from?
Maybe.
That's a Pearl Harbor move that the United States pulled.
What do you mean?
Hey, check this out. When you attack a country without declaring war, that's a Pearl Harbor. Because first of all, you got to go through Congress in order to declare war on somebody. He ain't go through nobody.
Right, but I think that they're saying that as long as it wasn't sustained conflict, then he had all rights to act.
Yeah,
they said Congress knew. A lot of people in Congress was briefed, and that they if they lying about being briefed, then they just lying for political gain.
Yeah, but that ain't what the agreement and the Geneva Peace Accord said. There are certain things you gotta do before you can go ahead and attack the country. It used to have to get the consensus of the UN to do aggression against other countries. That used to be the old rules. When somebody invades somebody, or attack somebody, then the UN was supposed to step in and mediate it. Trump didn't ask for the UN to mediate a damn thing. That's just keeping it real. People in the military, we know a war when we see it. Did you see all them Black Hawk helicopters in the skyline? Huh? You had the pictures. Man, he had a whole damn squadron out there. It wasn't like it was like one or two helicopters, bro. They had at least 24.
That's a battalion.
Man,
A
they had to go
battalion.
get Maduro, man. They say they breached the door, man. Maduro and his wife was asleep, man, and now they on the way to New York, man, by boat.
Yeah, they on their way back, but the United States ain't finna quit. Do boots on the ground. So what they probably gonna do is ask Maduro to tell your people to stand down and tell your government that it's no longer in power, because you got to remember when they went and got Bin Laden, you know, SEAL Team 6 or 7 or whatever they was called.
Yeah, I was young.
Okay.
Man. I was young.
Okay.
What
So
year did they go
understand.
get Bin Laden?
Huh?
What year did they go get Bin Laden?
What was that? That was like, what, 2014?
Yeah.
You know, because Obama said, hey, we got him.
Yeah. I was still kind of young then.
Yeah. Well, the United States violated people's airspace in order to kill Bin Laden. You know what I'm saying? They sent a small strike team to get Bin Laden. Okay? And Bin Laden wasn't really no president or nothing like that. But see, this is entirely different. This is a entirely different thing, man. Because not only, because you know, Caracas is 100 miles away from the coastline. It's on top of them. All right, I see you at 11:30, baby. So, S11, it's 100 miles from the coastline. So they, you know, they infiltrated or they breached 100 miles of somebody's sovereign airspace. So, to, you know, that's an act of war.
Man, Dorsey.
Yeah.
Who gonna do something about it?
Who gonna do something?
Yes.
Obviously nobody.
Exactly.
Because, you know, like
who did someone that?
You know, in my
who
comments,
did someone Obama did it?
At least, well, Pakistan lodged protesting saying that the United States should have.
Pakistan did what?
Told them.
Pakistan did what?
Lodged a protest.
Man, who gave a damn about that Pakistani protest, man?
Nobody.
All right, then. That's why I say people want me to take a moral ground, and like this not the show for that. Like I can start a damn channel if y'all want to know, you know what I'm saying? But right here, right now, I'm telling y'all what's going on, uncut, undry, unfiltered, man. That's what I built this shit on, man. And nobody gave a damn about them Pakistani protests, man.
Yeah, well, like I said, Plug, man, I respect the show because, you know, you keeping it 100. You getting us the real deal. Now, how everybody interprets the information, that's on them, you know. But I do know that.
Shut your car door, man. You got your car door beeping and shit, man. Shut it. Shut the car door.
Oh, that's because I ride around with no seatbelts on. That's why.
Get lunched up out
So,
that
you
motherfucker.
know, oh, it turns off. That's the reason why I don't put seatbelts on no more. It's like, hey, I drive the way I want to drive. Man, I go right by the police. They don't say shit.
You come to Arkansas with this shit.
Huh?
Come to Arkansas with this shit.
If I come to Arkansas, nigga, I'm gonna be dark, super dark tint. They ain't gonna be able to see shit of me anyway. If I come to Arkansas.
They don't really be tripping on tent in Arkansas. They don't. But yeah, nah, go back to what you were saying, though.
So, you know, Trump is gone, and he is just, by de facto, he has become the ruler of the world. Let's just say it like that. You know, they was talking all that yaha, because I'm keeping the words, you know, all that yaha that Russia and China was going to get involved, and then you said, well, hey, you know, them subsonic missiles that China's selling, yada, yada, yada.
You see, they said they had China diplomats over there right before they went and got Maduro.
Yeah.
What you think they was talking about? That oil and them hypersonic missile protection. But Maduro was
Trump
talking.
Say we ain't gonna keep China from getting that oil. We just gonna be the ones selling that oil to China.
When they had the Chinese diplomats over there, I can imagine the conversation was something like this. China wants return on their investment, the $60 billion in loans, so they need those oil tankers and shit to get there. Venezuela needs some security guarantees, and China got the hypersonic missiles, man. And at that meeting, after that meeting, shit, Maduro, the choppers went in there and extracted Maduro, and now he had his ass on his way to the Southern District of New York, where he will face charges and ultimately, more than likely, be sent to ADX Florence Supermax in Colorado for the remainder of his days.
Okay, so, all right, this is before your time again. What they do to Noriega?
I don't know.
You know what they did with Noriega?
What?
In a little confine, gave him a 2-bedroom apartment, and you had women coming and going.
Man,
his own chef, he had all that. They don't tell the background story.
Listen,
you know,
they not finna do that shit with Maduro, man. They had a $50 million bounty on Maduro ass, man. They put boats all out in the water, man. Maduro ass is finna go to Florence ADX Supermax, man. It's over with. Because the charges,
did the same thing in Noriega. They put a bounty on his head.
the charges they
And
got
what
him
did they
on,
wind up with? They wind up with the Panama Canal.
man. Listen, that was before Trump, man. His
Yeah, that was
ass
before Trump. Yeah, I understand all that. But,
So listen,
hey, the names might change, but the game's still the same.
El Chapo ass is in ADX Florence, man. They finna send his ass there for the drug trafficking and weapons trafficking, man. Trump said on the interview, what did he say? We can't forget about all the people this guy killed. That let me know, his ass going to the Supermax.
Okay, but they ain't finna get the death penalty.
No, he going to 23-1 for the rest of his days. He finna be in ADX Florence Supermax 23-1.
Yeah, but you threw up in the, you threw it up in the chili that, hey, Trump said that, all drug dealers won't get the death penalty.
He did. He did say that. That was more towards blowing up the boats. So that's why it don't surprise me he was blowing up the boats.
Well, I can understand the blowing up the boats part, but now you got the head ringleader, of the Maduro party or whatever you want to call them, and shit, he got to be executed. I mean, if you're going to keep your campaign promises and so forth, saying drug dealers got to, face the ultimate penalty, then, Maduro got to get that lethal injection. That's all. In fact, if you really true to your game, Mr. Trump,
here we
inject
go.
his ass with some fentanyl. I think that would be the best punishment for him. Because I told you, I really don't like Trump. I don't like his, I don't like his foreign diplomacy policy. But if we gonna be gangster, then let's get gangster. Let's show them. Because, see, this is what is called Pax Americana. Meaning, it's a Roman word meaning American peace. Or really, it means American law. Since everybody is cowing down to Trump, if we going to do it, then let's do it. It ain't no half-ass, and it don't seem like Trump finna half-ass anything. Hey, I think Trump gonna run for a third term, and I'm gonna vote for him.
Here we go.
I don't care what nobody say.
Here we go. I said, here we go.
Damn right. If we gon' my country right or wrong, I don't care.
Yeah, I can't go.
Now that we got this, hey, guess what? Gas is $3.49 in California. I ain't never seen gas $3.49 in California.
You saying fuck the Constitution?
Saying fuck everything. If we ain't gonna play, it's like I'm trying to make it so that you got the 10 Commandments, right?
Go ahead.
And if y'all threw the 10 Commandments out the damn window, then shit, what the fuck you talking about? You know what I'm saying? I could tie up all y'all stories in one. You got the Reverend wife going out here with flesh-colored clothes on. People, the appearance that she knew. That's from Ahab and Jezebel shit right there. You know, just throwing that one in. And with MAMDANI, hey, MAMDANI finna break them. He finna break the Jewish landlords. He finna break them. Now he ain't got this anti-Semite crap out the way, you know, and he like, hey, I'm finna let heads roll. And, you know, I'm not anti-Semitic or nothing because I married a Jewish woman, so that, you know, that means I ain't have nothing. But, hey, man, on the individual, remember when I told you that, you know, my life story? Remember when I told you how that her friends used to call me the N-word behind my back? So now I'm saying the hell with all of them. Because, you know, you say, well, that's just a few individuals. No, nigga, that's a community. We can say in the black community, well, there's only a few dope dealers in the community. Well, guess what? What they say, one bad apple ruins the whole barrel. You know, trickle-down effect, whatever you want to say. Well, guess what? That's how I feel about it. Now, if they want Israel, like I said, I don't give a shit about the Palestinians. First of all, you don't shoot babies in the face with AK-47. That was the line that I said, okay, well, whatever you get is what you get. I'm being 100. And it seems to me like everybody is with the yak, but when it comes down to throwing them blows, Israel went and bombed Iran a couple of times. Then the U.S. stepped in and said, yeah, we'll bomb you too. Now what you gonna do? So now that I see that these niggas ain't gonna throw rice at a wedding, let's take over these niggas. I mean, we're gonna keep Russia. I think we need to divvy up with Russia and China and say, hey, y'all take. Because, you know, hey, the United States saying, we ain't finna fuck with you over Taiwan. Because, like I said, half the population over here in California. Hey, man, there's a bunch of new booties over here in California.
Here we go. All right, Dorsey, man, let me call this other caller before we get up out
yeah,
here.
call this other, but like I said, man, this is the best damn show on YouTube, man.
Hey, I sure appreciate you.
Essence, thank you so much for, you know, standing guard Big Niche, you know, because some of these little trolls and so forth, we talk serious issues on this channel. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah.
About real life stories. So, hey, man, I commend you. Keep up the good work. Happy New Year. And God bless America. I'm 100% American. So whatever American do to everybody else, I don't care no more.
Here we go. All right, now, Doris, it was good talking to you. Hello.
Hi.
Hey, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Calling from Arkansas. My name is Tollyville.
Okay, now, how you doing?
Well, thank you, and I thank you. I appreciate your show and the information that you provide, and shout out to the last elder that just spoke. He spoke quite a bit on quite a lot. There's so many topics to touch on. I don't even know where to start. It was all in my head before I called, but at this point, Ty.
Hey, you could pick up wherever you want to start. You can start Venezuela, MAMDANI, the state of America, any.
Well, speaking of the United States of America as a corporation, I wanted to know, do you think the tie symbolized anything? I don't know if you spoke on this previously before, but Trump, I'm speaking of him, when he wears that red tie, when he wears that blue tie, and when he wears that golden tie, is there any symbolisms in that with what he speaks on, do you think?
I'm not sure. I seen Dick Gregory say it's two Trumps and it's a clone, and he was spotted two places in the world at the same time, and Dick Gregory spoke on that. But as far as what I think about the ties, I don't really think too much about it. Ever since Dick Gregory spoke on it, I kind of, I don't think too much about it. I do think he's big with numbers. I've seen a lot of Reddit posts where they're pointing out that this Venezuelan regime was in power for 47 years. Trump's the 47th president, so it was a correlation there.
Yeah, that gematria is real. Is real. It's all in the words and the numbers. So yeah, thank you for bringing up Dick Gregory. May he rest in peace. He told us a lot before he left. I feel like we need another one of those. Do you think that who would you say is the one that's telling us kind of similar to what Dick Gregory was during that time?
Nobody. There'll never be another Dick Gregory.
Oh, absolutely.
Nobody
absolutely.
will come close because Dick Gregory did it in the time. Dick Gregory developed with the internet. If you go back to Dick Gregory's run, the algorithm wasn't what it was today. It wasn't being pushed in front of you. Dick Gregory was one of the first ones speaking the way he was speaking and had been where he had been and was omnipresent. It didn't matter whose channel it was. It didn't matter what platform it was. It was Dick Gregory. He was the content. He was like you could say Charleston White, but it's like Charleston White doesn't. It's not. It's apples to oranges. Charleston White is way more viral than Dick Gregory, but what Dick Gregory did was made a way for Charleston White.
Absolutely, I 100% agree with that. You are 100% correct in my opinion. And actually, I don't even know if I said Charleston White out loud, but he was in my head.
Right.
Because he speaks facts, and a lot of people don't want to hear, facts. They rather go with feelings, which,
Correct, but one thing is two is Charleston White. I do think he's really smart at marketing. He listens, he applies what he learned. But Charleston White already told us he'll sell us the fuck out. And Dick Gregory, I don't think he was there. I think Dick Gregory stood on something a little different. Charleston does have good messages if you read between the lines and filter. Don't listen to the message instead of the messenger. But I just, once he just said, straight up, he'll sell us out. It was just like, all right, damn, nigga,
I think most of them would. Not saying that Dick Gregory, but if you're on a platform to a certain degree, then my opinion, you're an agent. So that goes for all of our so-called leaders, even the one that's in office right now. Like, to make a long story short, like, I thought he was a great guy, which, because he wasn't a politician, like most of the rest of the 46 previous before him. But at the end of the day, they all gonna sell us out because they really not.
He wasn't a
politician, per se.
But we gotta understand that.
You say he was or wasn't?
He was not, but he
was not. Yeah,
but he's 10 years in the game now. Actually, he's a little more than 10 years. Yeah, about 10 years in the game, and when he wasn't in office, he still carried the title as president, and President Trump. So he's had his 10,000 hours. They say 10,000 hours you become an expert. He's had his 10,000 hours of diplomacy. He's had his 10,000 hours of campaigning and getting ready, prepping for campaign. He's a politician now. He's a man of many hats, like a lot of us are, but he's a politician now.
Yeah, now he is. That's what I'm saying. Like, before, he had me when I was one of the few that was like, yeah, he's the guy. When they was talking about the other one, Sleepy Joe, Let's Go Brandon, all them other, folks, and, but now, it goes back to it's two wings but one bird. You know what I mean? Commercial break, real quick. What part of Arkansas are you in?
I'm from Central Arkansas. Yeah, I really don't just say it online like that, but yeah, I'm from Central Arkansas.
I got you. Okay, all right. Arkansas, it's a beautiful state.
It is. But I've been in Texas for like the last 2 years.
Okay.
But how do you feel about the regime change? The Maduro facing these charges.
I mean, not well vested enough to say, but I just know that I feel rather that when it comes to whatever investments that we're in, the ties that we have, just like the elder before was on the line a minute ago. He said the names may change, but the game is still the same. I 100% agree with that. So, you know how our dollar is being depleted and devalued around the world? That's what Venezuela was, 20 years ago. You know, it happened. I don't know if that point, but, so how I feel on the regime change is imperative because it speaks volumes to where we are headed. Don't change in a different direction. Now, the other thing, and this is kind of like, another thought on it, when Maduro is, if we're going to target the drugs, like you said before, China was there, and you can imagine what that conversation looked like after that. So I think the world is all a stage, and we're just here to either watch it or make things move in a different way. But powerful moves is made to where we're guided to see things in different ways. I know that kind of sounds like gibberish, but stay with me if you can.
Nah, I understand.
Yeah. So, the dope, something needs to change with it, but they're not the biggest provider of it. We know who is. That's the other biggest force or stage that plays a major part with everything. Everything in our house is made with that name on it. Everything on the streets, half of it, if not most of it, is made with that name on it from across the waters. You know what I mean? So if we really wanted to start to make a difference, we would start there, but we can't really because they're way more powerful. You know what I mean? We are. If you look at their kids and what they doing, a whole lot different than the buffoonery that we got going on over here. So I can get why, to answer your question, what I think about the regime change, I can see why we're not going after the biggest player of the game. We got to start somewhere. And I think going there is not a bad move to make, opinion.
Okay. All right.
What say you?
I feel like, I think that it's just part of the New Monroe Doctrine 2.0, take control of the Americas. And I think that Trump, he understands not only his mortality after the assassination attempt, also that he's not really too favorable right now, and the Dems have a chance to, come in and put pressure on him at the end of this year at the midterm. So I feel like the timeline is accelerated, and we're gonna see a lot more going on. That's why I said Greenland's on the clock. Elon's calling for them to filibuster. Elon's calling for them to nuke the filibuster and just push through what they want to push through right now before the Dems even, So that's what I think the timeline is accelerated. They're going to try to push as much of this agenda, especially throughout the Americas, as fast as they can, which is Venezuelan regime change, which we see is happening now. the envoy to Greenland, the guy from Louisiana. I feel like they're going to try to strike a deal with Greenland. No, I don't think they're going to annex it or anything, but I feel like they're going to try to strike a deal with Greenland, get Denmark the hell out the way. And when it comes to the Caribbean, there'll probably be a lot more presence down there. Remember, they were trying to get Guantanamo back open and do more down there with Guantanamo. That all ties into the Monroe Doctrine 2.0, so they can have, said presence in the Caribbean.
You're right. I appreciate your brain, brother. I really do. I appreciate the research that you put into just having the thought process that you do have and sharing it on your platform. So I did hear the phone ring, and I want you to let as many other people as possible.
Okay.
Our points are valid and important. So thank you for your existence. I really appreciate you.
I appreciate you as well. I hope you have a great rest of your day and a great rest of your year.
It don't start until March.
Okay, now.
You take care. Peace and blessings. All right.
All right, Chad. We finna get up out of here, man. We will be back on tonight. Yeah, we do plan on being back tonight, chat. Double tap the screen, share the live out. We are still 25 subscribers away from the next sub goal. Share this platform out far and wide, man. Whether you are share it to your timeline or the last person you text. Miles, drop the Discord. We do have a Discord where we hang out. We got different kind of chats in there. We got voice chats where we just, hang out. Please join the Discord now, because in March the Discord will be paid, man. You will have to pay to join the Discord starting in March. So Miles, drop the Discord so we can try to get some people in the Discord before everybody say I'm acting brand new when we charging for the Discord. Now, the Discord been free going on 2 years now. March, we gonna start paying for the Discord. Well, not paying to stay in it, but paying to get in it. If you're not in it by March, it's gonna cost some. Damn, I didn't mean to send that to Leo. If you're not in it by March, it's gonna cost something. Let me drop it in the chat. You're not into it. You're not by March, man. After March, man, it's gonna be yeah. Cause I got some big plans for the Discord, man. We got some big things coming for the Discord. Double tap the screen, shut the live out. We will be back on later on, chat. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their day. And we're Weekend Warriors, chat. I might be chock full of that Red Bull tonight, chat. I might be chock full of that Red Bull or a Monster or something, man. And we gonna rock out, man. I'll see y'all later, chat.